Here we fucking go again. Hello, what's going on, my jumpsters? This is me, Zion, but again. Yeah, I literally just fucking drew this up to symbolize my decay along with Chris Chan's, because I'm fucking watching all this. Kinda sucks, huh? Right? Yeah. I don't have to explain it. Once again, if you're on part 70 along with me, I really don't need to explain shit. So, yeah. Yeah, no, Nikocado Avocado is so fucking weird. Why did he specifically use the Stephanie Sue's husband's panda mask? Why? That's really weird, huh? And he still seems kind of creepy. I'm gonna be so real. Everything just seems off about him. It's kind of weird. Anyways, let's go. Like, that's my thought on Nikocado Avocado being skinny right now. I don't care.
On March 8th, 2019, Brian Frogboy, author of the approved Chris Chan prequel comic, released a YouTube video in which he largely defends Christine and decries the people who obsess over her.
Okay.
We need to stop talking about Chris like he's some wild fucking animal or a you give him. Chris can be both a person that disgusts you and a human being.
Sure.
There's a new form of entertainment for you to like.
But at this point, it's hard to sympathize with her with what she's doing.
In fact, I'm actually looking at high schoolers right now making a living out of it.
In it, he expresses that Chris is autistic and largely is not responsible for her occasional crass comments and foolish actions, and also complains about the relentless.
What do you mean occasional? I don't know. I wouldn't say it's occasional.
In her life and those of her friends and acquaintances, such as himself.
Chris isn't going to get back into this pool of society in my mind if we're all going to just document her like she's a wild animal. That would actually be a funny video of someone doing a nature doc about Chris. Where you're just making fun of the dude who's doing the doc, and then by the end you see him in his underwear at his computer. I'd watch that.
She also mentions that former guard dog, Kiwi Farms member,
sounds about right.
Introduced himself to Brian and helped him and Christine make amends after a brief falling out.
You're not a hero for just being an asshole for the sake of being an asshole. It's not a good thing. And just to reiterate, if you're gonna mock someone, at least have the class to do it in a comic.
Shortly after the video was shared on forums, it was deleted. Also on this day, it appeared that Brian's Twitter account was hacked, as he confessed that Christian-focused YouTuber Gibby was in fact the captain, and was sent the Nintendo Switch console to Chris as a present. The hacker asked Brian and confided that he ate and sucked her penis. I mean, his home address posted on the social media site.
Oh no, girl.
Chris wrote that while playing the mobile game Pokemon Go, which made use of players' real-world locations, she determined that her house, which she also claimed was Sonichu headquarters, was a compass, based on the fact that she was facing south as she looked at one corner of the house, meaning all other corners would point at the other three respective directions.
What?
The next day, Chris made a so-called deity-level wish and
the
location of her house a Pokestop in Pokemon Go, a geographical location where players could claim.
Oh man, she'd be jealous of me because there's literally a Pokestop near my house. I'm not joking. Last time I fucking checked, there's a fucking Pokestop, like specifically at the park, like really close to my house. So like, but I for some reason can't reach the Pokestop in my room. But if I go downstairs, then I can reach it. I have to be like in a specific like area or something just to be close enough to the Pokestop to just do it whenever the fuck I want. It's amazing. I mean, I feel like a Pokestop directly at your house would technically be doxing you in a way. I don't fucking know.
Her alleged husband, Magic-chan, had informed her that their the Pokemon Mewtwo had come down with a bad head virus, and so she wished for her followers for prayers in his recovery.
Oh fuck,
confronted
shit.
by a Twitter user who told her that Mewtwo was not real and that the dimensional merge would not take place, Chris wrote back, warning them that they would be blocked if they were to write once more, denouncing her beliefs as hallucination, delusion, and delusion.
Yeah, that's blasphemy. You can't do that. I'm kidding.
Later that day, she posted about her achievements in the mobile game Tetris after playing it over the weekend.
Damn, shit.
Christine unveiled her new custom-painted yellow/blue Adidas brand shoes, and so
they look like
identical shoes with autographed insoles for sale on the eBay auction.
Dude, they look like shit. I'm sorry.
When an individual complained about the expensiveness of the item, Chris stated that they were celebrity shoes, comparable to ones that may have been worn by noted basketball player Michael.
Oh, fuck off. Don't even try to put yourself... don't even try to put yourself even close to Michael Jordan. I'm sorry. Those weren't spray painted on. Those are actually a fucking brand of shoe, and they are made in a factory. Yours were just fucking taken from Adidas and spray painted on. Shittily, by the way. So shut up.
Jordan. Within a day, the shoes were bought by her avid follower, Jacob Sockness, who thought that they were the sacred shoes of Christine the Goddess, filled with her
fucking of course he did.
Energy, which she was looking forward to wearing for the My Little Pony convention that time. Later on, YouTuber and artist Fallen Shadow shared her artistic rendering of Christian reimagined as a so-called Amin waifu. Kristen declared that someone should print the picture onto a dakimakura, or large body pillow.
Jesus!
Day, she complained about the plot of the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog movie concerning the main character Sonic being a being from space.
I don't know, I like the alien stuff. I think it's cool.
Working at the game retailer GameStop while she looked for a Pokemon accessory that could be used with the game Pokemon Go. The clerk later revealed that Chris was permitted to enter the establishment and that the employees were instructed to deal with her in a neutral manner.
Hey, dude.
Hi, how you doing?
Well, thanks. I am in the market for a brand new Pokeball Plus.
Brand new Pokeball Plus? Yes, we do.
And I need a pre-owned, non-closing 2DS.
Pre-owned non-closing 2DS.
Non-closing? Okay. I got the closing one. Shit. Should I just try to play Pokemon again?
Okay.
I have Pokemon Ultra Moon. I can just play that.
There's something that's gonna happen. I'm gonna hand it into a special custom Pokeball
No!
I designed called an S2 ball.
An S2 ball?
Yeah, it's designed after the classic and most popular Sonic OC ever, Sonichu.
Yeah.
I think you mean Notorious.
First user capturing
He's like, yeah, don't know that.
electric types.
Okay.
So yeah, check me out on the internet. I've been famous for a long time.
Just electric types.
So guess who created that OC?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there's also like real Pokeballs that are made to catch certain types, like bug in water or something. I think that's called the net ball. I don't know. I don't know. I don't usually use those. Sometimes I do. Usually for fish, but that's it. I mainly use that Pokeball for fish. But other than that, I either use the Quick Ball or an Ultra Ball. Not the CWC ball. Like the Quick Ball. Like the one you use at the start of an encounter.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
I'm a nerd, I know.
On March 14th, Christine pleaded for people to nominate her house as a Pokestop in the game Pokemon Go, so that
No!
users could receive perks and bonuses at her residence.
No, hell
She
no.
also revealed that she had registered her
That's
own address
insane!
as a business on Google, naming it Sonichu Headquarters, and set the business official website.
That's
as
so
official,
fucking
though only
crazy.
temporarily,
That's another way of doxing yourself. Love that.
until she found a more appropriate site. This resulted in many people posting fake reviews on the so-called business, usually featuring references to Chris's past. The business listing was
Slipped on dog proof on it. I mean, to be fair, there is dog shit everywhere there.
and then put back up again. On the 15th, Chris went back to Twitter to announce that her apparent husband, Mewtwo, was recovering from his illness. On March 16th, she complained once more about the Sonic movie, this time voicing her distaste for the redesign of the character, which was shared by the vast majority of the knowing public, and shared a fan redesign of Sonic in the more traditional form.
Oh my god, literally everything about the original Sonic live-action design was ugly as fuck, and you're worried about the arm color.
Also
Fuck
on that
you.
day, Jacob Sockness received his purchase of Christine's old shoes.
Oh shit, he really did.
Of authenticity. He claimed that the shoes contained cat and dog DNA, and he searched them for one of Christine's hairs so he could implant it into an amulet of serious power to manifest one's dreams.
What the
He then made a
fuck?
YouTube video opening the box and assessing its contents.
Is the first seal crack? Seal anything? No. It's only bubble gum, actually. Here it goes. That is so weird. I don't know why it's only bubble gum. There's no filler at all on these things. They see a little bit of repairs. Duct tape inside of these. This one has.
Kinda gross.
Ooh, there's hair in there. Ooh, she did leave some hair samples, so didn't have to go lab. So this is what she's been walking in for a year. Not bad. They'll be in front of the merge. All the characters in them. And you can see she's on this being one of these really good boxes. I took a photo of her shoes. She's wearing. And you can see the shoes are right there. And now they're right
Oh
here.
god.
In my house. In my temple. The sacred temple.
The Sacred Temple, my
On
asshole.
March 17th, after one of her followers tweeted at her about Sonichu's birthday, Chris tweeted that she almost forgot that the date marked 19 years since she created Sonichu. But
You
she also
forgot?
recently painted Pokeball Plus and 3 works of fan art
Fuck!
depicting Sonichu
You
and
forgot?
Roschu. When asked if she would credit the original artists, she replied that she would love to, but the tweet was done on impulse, and she had difficulties in remembering names.
Really? You know what I do? I leave the post as a draft, and then I try to find the original artist's ads, so I can put that into the draft post, and then when I properly credit the artists in the post, I post it. That's what I would do, personally.
The next day,
Idiot.
after being prompted by a comment from a follower, Christine claims to have been inspired to elaborate further on the gender differences of different types of Sonichus. In addition to her
You're
tweet
kind of an
thread
idiot.
describing their biological features, she drew diagrams, first depicting a male Sonichu and a female Roschu, and then depicting a rare female Sonichu and male Roschu. When a commenter noted that Sonic the Hedgehog did not canonically possess toes, in contrast to her toes
Oh,
in
yeah.
the depictions, Chris clarified that the Sonic creators got that detail wrong,
Toes.
and that Sonic did in fact have ties. During a string of random Access humor tweets,
I
Chris
fucking
posted an
love
audio file of what she dubbed a melodic burp. On On March 22nd,
That's not a burp.
Christine met up with YouTuber Kopitz, with whom she had met and filmed a video before, along with a couple of his friends. Together, they filmed a video in which they went to search for ghosts within the abandoned mental hospital, DeJarnett Sanitarium, in Staunton, Virginia, which was founded by Joseph DeJarnett, a staunch advocate of forced sterilization of the mentally ill and others he deemed defective.
Naturally.
Hey guys, we're here at the DeJarnett Sanatorium. I'm here with Christine Weston Chandler.
Jesus Christ.
aka Chris Chan, and we're going to be exploring this place, searching for ghosts. It's gonna be, you think you can squeeze through here, Christine?
I think I can manage.
Alright. Nice job. So there's a bunch of different levels to this building.
Oh, shit, dead people. I think the ghosts are coming after me. I got quartz, lightning quartz on my wrist. It might take another one try, but I'm able to do it the first try offense. We're going to make it Frank here.
What the hell?
Just that back.
The fuck?
Oh, nice, nice. That's where Joseph DeJarnett did his work. He's known for being a pretty famous eugenics doctor, and he's known to still roam the halls as a ghost, obviously.
Is he still trying to... Is he still trying to euthanize him?
I'm gonna go, so yes.
Hello? Hello? We're friendly. Yeah.
Friendly!
Don't worry, guys. Everything Magic Chance Sachi has is protected. Ooh. Don't worry, we need no harm, spirits. As long as we don't bother them, they won't bother us. That's my mother. Heyo. Bye-bye. It's okay, that was just my mother calling me. Y'all's mothers were concerned about yours as well. Y'all and yours. I mean, no offense. Thank you. Have some fun humping around those spooky trails.
Northeast. What the hell? That's crazy.
That's the difference between knowing and not knowing. Hi, Mom. Checking in. I don't know if you want to wait till I drive home to dinner or whatever. I'll see you later. Love you. It's very soon. Within the coming days.
Still hasn't happened.
C197.
Starting to think she's lying.
Is that right now? Can you do it?
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
I don't know if anyone's ever seen you do it before.
Yeah, well, yes, I hear you.
Are you going to see what I said? Do you think I can have a conversation with one of them? Or you can tell me what you're saying and you can tell me what I'm saying?
What the fuck? Drugs. Sorry.
Okay. Can I speak to
I know she's not on drugs. She's just fucking mad. Break my neck. Ow!
She will not stand for
Oh, my fucking jaw.
press.
Wise words, Marsh.
God
On
damn
March
it.
23rd, Kopitz uploaded the video on YouTube, and Chris shared it on Twitter. In addition, she shared a drawing she had made earlier in March commemorating those with impairments, like autism. I
Hey,
felt
fun.
inspired to draw this after hearing and reading the history of hashtag
This is the
DeJarnett
first
and
time
the
he's
sanitarium.
really,
Joseph's ideals and methods offended me. Everyone has the right to reproduce. No one should be forced to not, regardless of mental status and health. And I remembered that,
We should
including
also not
myself,
be
we
forced
all
to,
each have a soul, and how we each are able to communicate in this world. And the worse the mental handicap, the more difficult a blockage that individual has to get their thoughts out. Every soul is intelligent with their life's worth of wisdom and education. And with that, I'm more than proud
This is
to
the
tell
first
you all,
time,
you all,
like, she's
everyone
really,
has a soul
like-
of hope. Guest stars in this piece, Mitch Sonichu,
Like, advocated for,
and
like,
at Lucky the Gator.
for
The
people with
youngsters were
autism
inspired by
and
the
not
research
just,
for
you know,
the faces
herself.
as people as possible. They have been drawn and colored variably and different from the various source photos. Thank
The
you.
first time I've
On March
seen
30th,
her
Chris
not
returned
shit
to
on
the
people
sanitarium by
that
herself
are
and filmed a
autistic.
video for
Like
YouTube.
other autistic people.
Hello, everybody. This is Christine Chandler coming to you live from within the first floor area of the DeJarnett Sanitarium, where I come here my own volition and goodwill on a mission of peace and goodwill. I'm here because recently I've made a drawing inspired by what happened here in DeJarnett and the innocent children and adults who were robbed of their rights and they suffered from the mental scars and all that. Anyway, I am leaving for them this photocopy of the lovely drawing, and I wrote a lovely message on the back, so that hopefully those who find it in the future, and I do pray that these halls, this building, will one day become renovated, restored. This would become a good, positive mental health facility, or otherwise a general or children's hospital. That is my hope and wish for this sanitarium, and also for peace and goodwill, and the freedom for all the lost and trapped souls in here to feel free to leave and move on. I leave this in humble goodwill for all of you. Please enjoy. Now, at the conference,
Arf, arf.
leaving an awesome memento. Thank you all, and y'all have a good and lovely day.
About 4 hours after Chris uploaded the video, QB Farms user, Vicodin, traveled to the DeJarnette Sanitarium and retrieved the picture. She later posted the backside of the image with a handwritten message in a YouTube video, which mostly reiterated her wishes for the souls to find their way out of the sanitarium, and hopes for the building to be reestablished as a kind mental hospital. Possibly a short time after, as recounted by his girlfriend at the time, Vicodin invited Christine for lunch and agreed to pay for her. When he and his then-girlfriend picked Chris up, the Chandler's Beagles bellowed loudly. While in the car, Chris continuously loudly sang along with the songs playing on the radio and announced that the dimensional merge would take place soon, and that she could speak with the dead. When they arrived at the restaurant, Chris took out a customized duct tape phone case that held 2 phones, which would enable her to play the game Pokemon Go on 2 devices simultaneously. She spoke very loudly about all topics, and at one point, convinced Vicodin's girlfriend to put on her Sonichu medallion, asking if she could quote-unquote feel the power.
Fuck.
On the final day of March, Chris revealed that the combined dimension of 1218 and C197 would be called 1C-211987. On April 2nd, one of her supporters on Patreon, who had been her patron for 3 months, notified on her page that they had yet to receive any copies of her Sonichu comics that they were supposed to get in return for their patronage. They wrote they would withdraw their backing if Chris did not respond. On that same day, Chris was sued for unpaid debt by Portfolio Recovery Associates, and her next court hearing was set on May 15th. On April 3rd, Christine uploaded a curious YouTube video in which she films a masked man reading from a script. The player's identity was never determined.
Hello everyone, Lar and Mir.
Must be magic, man.
You want to hear, so please use your ears before I disappear. Let's make something clear before we start. I have a good purple heart that won't fall apart. We are all about to take part in a new event segment.
You got a purple heart?
And that's what you call a connect. My intent is to present the news, which will eliminate the torment of discontent. I can add supplement to a lesser extent. Christine has been hell-bent on being a parent, so she made a pleasant investment and got my mother pregnant. I'm a fluorescent adolescent, a direct descendant and not the only attendant. There is one other, Crystal, and I am her brother. There is much you don't know unless I show, but that is a no-go. Right now I am here solo, but soon I will have my shadow, a lovely combo. There will be no tiptoe around the tempo. I must let go of my manifesto and go back to the golden, below Babylonian weeping willow, below the Jim Crow plateau.
The weeping willow.
This will ever well, under a light microscope. Nonetheless, God bless. Thanks for working with me in this process. More or less, it's still a work in progress. I hope to bring happiness for all. Parties, and please don't sniff those gnarly sharpies.
What the fuck?
On April 4th, Chris unveiled her 6 new Pokeball accessories that could be used with Pokemon Go, which she painted to appear like S-True balls. She defended her purchases, stating that apart from the others were second-hand and purchased at a discount of up to $15. Some QB Farms users calculated that her Pokeballs cost a minimum total
Are you going to sleep? Yes, I am now. Shut up. Why doesn't Tarzan have a beard? Excuse me?
of $225. During this time, Christine played Pokemon Go constantly, updating her Twitter with frequent updates about her
damn
and
shit!
achievements, allegedly walking significant amounts to catch Pokemon around her locale. On April 5th, she shared a short trailer for a documentary film titled Chris Chan vs. the Internet, which featured new footage in the form of in-person interviews from Chris and her mother, Barbara.
At first, he couldn't talk. So he was trained with the speech therapist. His behavior was not normal. I wasn't aware of all that was going on at first.
The film was created by a film studies graduate who had first learned about Chris through the Chris Chan A Comprehensive History YouTube series by Gino Samuel and had taken time off work to spend about a week with Christine, filming her throughout the day. The trailer also notably hinted that the documentary film would feature Chris's former friend, Megan Schroeder.
Now he seems like a totally different person to me.
The filmmaker did not have much knowledge about Christine's followers and trolls, and did not use to.
Wasn't aware of all that was going on at first. So he was trained with the speech therapist. His behavior was not normal.
The film was created by a film studies graduate who had first learned about Chris through the Chris Chan A Comprehensive History YouTube series by Gino Samuel and had taken time off work to spend about a week with Christine, filming her throughout the day. The trailer also notably hinted that the documentary film would feature Chris's former friend, Megan Schroeder.
Now he seems like a totally different person to me.
I've never heard Megan's voice. What the hell?
Okay.
Apparently it didn't actually feature her, but, you know. That is the first time I've ever heard Megan's voice. What the fuck?
The filmmaker did not have much knowledge about Christine's followers and trolls, and did not use social media, so he asked his friends to set up a fundraising campaign for it on the site's Kickstarter, with a goal of $20,000 and the hopes of having it shown in film festivals. When the Kickstarter was shared on QB Farms, the project was near unanimously condemned for the brevity and vagueness of the fundraiser's description, high goal, and poor tier choices, and was quickly labeled as a scam, reasoning that there were other documentaries available for free on YouTube. The friend, who was user CNCW on QB Farms, elaborated that the description and funding tiers were copied from other Kickstarter pages, and that funds would be used to pay for interviews with YouTubers that made Christian documentaries, such as Gino Samuel and Sachimo, and to retroactively pay for travel expenses.
Poops himself.
This during filming.
Damn, you're
CNCW
mean,
went on to
but
try
funny.
and address many questions from forum users, though could not answer adequately, which resulted in more ridiculing. After reviewing negative feedback on the farms and poor communication with interested parties on the social media site Reddit, the Kickstarter was cancelled after 1 day, and upon witnessing the backlash, Megan asked to be removed from the final film. The documentary was later completely abandoned by the filmmaker, who went on to endure online bullying and trolling, and was under so much stress and paranoia that he eventually felt compelled to physically destroy the hard drive containing the footage with a hammer.
Fuck, no!
On April 5th, Christine notified her followers that she managed to have her amethyst high school ring successfully repaired by Herf Jones, the makers of the ring, after cracking it by striking it with another stone in an attempt to make it spark. The next day, she drove 150 miles to visit a trusted online friend and fan, along with her husband. The friend later wrote,
"Oh, we all know how that went!"
Sonotry medallion.
Oh!
We spent the weekends together.
Oh,
and
never
Chris
mind,
and her friend
shit!
Exchanged artwork. Chris drew for her a sonotry
Damn,
hanging
I
a
can't
spoon
believe
off
she's
his
getting
nose,
actual
and her
fans
friend
now,
offered
what the
Chris her
fuck?
drawing of Christian
And not just
Sonotry
trolls.
On the way
It's
back,
insane.
Christine lost her
A
wallet,
little
and she
surreal.
and her friend and husband prepare for her a temporary driver's license. On April 13th, Chris watched the video that major YouTuber PewDiePie made about her some years prior. She felt that he accentuated her negatives and was triggered by being reminded of the trolling sagas and was called not amongst the greatest of people. She felt offended but did not think he deserved to lose his channel over the video. On April 15th, Christine notified her Twitter followers that her missing wallet
Well, at least
had
you
been
don't
found
think she should
safely,
have his
so she
channel
drove to
removed.
retrieve it, claiming to have been accompanied by her
That'd be
husband,
crazy.
Magichan, and Inuyasha, the Pokemon Blaziken, which she had caught in the game Pokemon Go, which she believed was the same Pokemon that she had possessed in the game Pokemon Ruby in the early 2000s, that she named after the protagonist of a Japanese manga series of the same name. She soon after posted a photo taken in-game, which showed the Blaziken seemingly defending Rutgersville, Virginia, in front of the sign denoting its entry.
Why have I never gotten a
user
Blaziken?
of the
I'm
site
fucking
Reddit
mad.
posted a photo of Chris walking through the department store Target.
Oh yeah, is this when they just released Gen 3? No, probably not. This is 2019. So.
On the recent burning of part of the French cathedral, Notre Dame.
Oh shit.
Taking a break at the nearby at Target, having some pasta and at Mountain Dew in its cafe, and luring Pokemon at its Pokestop with Magichan.
You just had to tag them!
Blaziken, Inuyasha at the table. I saw and read the first notification from the NBC News app on my phone, stating that Notre Dame was set ablaze.
I can't
My
breathe.
initial thoughts were, oh, about humanity. Frizzell and Inuyasha were both shocked with me, and Magichan, of its career falling at the event, had foreseen this happening long before. He assured me
Oh
that
my
the cathedral
God!
would be safe, and that the cathedral would be quickly restored. I even saw a
Shit,
reference
I got
to
the
photos
cartoon
of the
verbs for
and the
real.
smoke of the town from the
I'm not
blaze.
joking.
I saw a legendary bird Pokemon flying there, and its head shape forming from the smoke shown in that video. Accident or not, this blaze was fated to happen to the cathedral. If y'all can take anything
Fate!
here is the assurance from Magic
It
and
happened.
Sonichu and I
So I
that
guess it
Notre
was
Dame
its
will be
fate.
quickly restored, and it will be a fateful and magical sight to behold, especially in how quickly it happens, and my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who was affected by the tragedy. Be safe and well, and have a good day. On April 20th, it appeared that Google finally acknowledged Chris's application to make her home the official Sonichu headquarters labeled as a business. She also asked for advanced players of Pokemon Go to vote for her residents to become a Pokestop in-game, for they had the ability to do so.
Oh my God,
She
girl!
planned to rearrange the front garden and add seating amenities if her house became a
Level
Pokestop
40.
or a Pokemon gym. To make an official announcement, she made a YouTube video outside her home.
Hello everybody, this is Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, coming to you live from my faithful and loving home in Rutgersville, Virginia, which has now been correctively and recognized officially by Google.
That's insane!
Sonichu headquarters.
No fucking way.
This is not only my home for me as the creator and author of the books and artworks and other featurettes featuring Sonichu and Roschu, the electric hedgehog Pokemon, and their evolution paradigm.
I can't
and
believe
all the
that.
other special Sonichu and Roschu's aside from that. But also, this is a loving, fairly well kept home. At least my father, the late Mr. Robert Franklin Chandler
Oh, man.
Jr., I kept it up well. We had a daily garden, but yeah, it's a mess.
How about
I'm
the
not gonna
dreams
show you
video?
this, But obviously, what was daily is now a bunch of forest during summertime that I would not advise going through whatsoever. Believe it or not, I am a CPU, a console patron unit, a goddess of the Commodore consoles. At this house, this
Sorry, I'm listening to my music.
mess now becomes an official.
I listen to my music on BandLab, okay?
I'll definitely set up
I like
benches
doing
for
it.
everyone's comfort so they can enjoy the Pokestop and gym challenges and the raids and all that good stuff. Now, one more thing I will mention for the introductory video for this thing. the haters. I've been followed for years by internet trolls and cyberbullies.
Oh, we know
And definitely
that.
worse among them, the haters. They're gonna leave a whole bunch of negative comments and low ratings. So I just,
Yeah.
in the final decision making, just ignore all hateful comments.
Was it
People like the
kinda
Pokemon
nerd?
Go app and people at Google, because I do as well as I can with my art and books and everything.
Fuck!
I'm just one individual with superpowers still in development, with only my loves nearby.
Okay.
Glad you can't find you. My glaze again. They will be fully visible soon after the dimension merge. This is Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, the CPU Blue Heart of the Mighty Nations of Quickdale and Kama. Okay, everybody, be safe and have a good, safe day. Thank you.
On April 22nd, Chris
Girl.
wrote a 16-tweet thread explaining the reasoning behind the Pokemon type classification of her character.
Jeez!
The next day, her 2018 Fashion Square Mall trespassing charge was dismissed after she successfully completed a satisfactory number of therapeutic sessions. Later that day, she posted a video on Twitter asking for gas money.
Hey, everybody. A little situation here.
Oh, great.
Less than an 8 full
Really?
gas in our
Do you
one
not have money at this point?
tangible vehicle here.
I feel like she should have the money at this point, considering how much she fucking asked for it. But then again, she wastes it on Legos!
And in pocket money only, as well as a little bit
Sorry.
of petty cash.
Not angry.
Anyway, I need like $20 for gas. Please help me out.
Dollars.
So we can use this van before money. So we can use this van some more before money comes in by next week. Just like next Wednesday or Thursday. Thank you.
Twitter user Nintendo Nerd notified her that they would donate if she wished them a happy birthday, promising to be more generous if Chris made a video. Shortly after, Chris made a video for Twitter wishing them a happy birthday.
Hello, Nintendo Nerd. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy awesome one. Yay!
The user then allegedly donated to Chris $20 via Patreon.
Wait,
She
I don't
then
want
wished
this-
to make her night feed
I don't
happy
want this
birthday in a
base,
Twitter
come on.
video.
And also, a very sweet happy birthday to my friend MKR.
I don't like the
You're
synth
awesome.
bass
You're awesome.
very much. I
Happy
don't know.
birthday,
It
happy
sounds
birthday,
weird.
happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy awesome day.
Chris afterwards addressed a troll who had sent her a box that
What
was
about this
filled
one?
with glitter.
Hey everybody, Christine Chandler Content Live from home. We just received a gift box. But my second hours are producing and very good because she was able to sense foresight. Before opening or even cutting the tape that this box is open with, foresaw gummy candies, sugar pieces. Nice. It's okay. I'll enjoy those. But also I sense
That's scary. I don't like that.
Yeah. I opened it all slowly. And no mess. Look, no mess at all. All the mess is in this, inside this one Ziploc bag that I put it on you. Yeah.
Okay,
You're not
maybe
fooling me. You're not fooling any of us. Okay.
On April 25th, Chris updated her Sonichu headquarters business listing on Google with 2 new photos that featured her mother, Barbara.
Why though?
2 days later, Christine took a number of photos in her backyard that featured Pokemon placed into the scene as seen within her
I don't like
gameplay
that
of
very much.
Pokemon Go. On April
What about
30th,
Deep House?
she reacted to the revelation of actor Jim Carrey's look in the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog movie, who would be playing the villain, Dr. Robotnik. Okay,
We had to growl.
I've just been offended by the new movie. Ugh, Robotnik. Not to be a hater, but this, simply
No.
put, no, at Sonic movie. No, 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 no.
I don't know. I like
And-
Robotnik in
oh.
the movie. I think it's nice.
She even shared a realistic rendering of how Robotnik may look if he were designed to appear more like the character as seen in video games.
He
and
still
animations.
looks like Jim Carrey in a
As the
way.
first official trailer for the film was released,
Just with a
the people
shorter
on the
chin.
internet at large widely ridiculed Sonic's appearance. On May 1st,
What
Chris
about,
wrote on Twitter
Dry
that the
Face?
2013 fan-made Sonic movie was superior to the studio-produced film and begged for the film studio Paramount and Sonic creators Sega to fix the perceived errors of the movie. A couple of days later, it was announced that the movie's release would be pushed back in order to change Sonic's in-film appearance due to the overwhelming international negative reaction. Chris then thanked the film's director,
I
Jeff
needed
Fowler,
a loud
for listening to her
bass.
and fans like her. On May 6th,
Maybe it doesn't
Portfolio
have to be
Recovery
that loud.
Associates filed a second lawsuit for unpaid debt against Christine, with the next court date set on June 19th. On the 10th, she notified her followers that she went to see the film Detective Pikachu, recommending others to go see it in theaters. The next day, she revealed that her mother had found an old drawing made by Chris's half-brother
Mosray.
when he was a child, and also shared a childhood photo of him, commenting that he had been a handsome boy before he became a closed-off, distant type of movie critic. Chris then wrote
Damn.
a 32 thread concerning the backstory of the Sonichu villain, Relknack Natsu Nasert. On May 13th, she posted a
Okay.
rainbow-colored throw blanket for sale on eBay for
That sounds
$200.
good to sound
When
like.
asked about the high price, she wrote that it was her mother's idea. The blanket was quickly bought by Jacob Sockness. It had been
Damn!
suggested that the money
He's
from
giving you
taxes
the
was used to
bag!
pay for the property tax bill. On the 16th,
That
Chris
hurt.
unveiled
Fuck.
the description of a new pony character she allegedly discovered.
No.
A distant cousin of the My Little Pony character.
AJ
Applejack.
Fartin?
AJ Fartin, whose specialty was farting with the aroma of apple juice.
Yummy.
On the 19th, Chris announced that she felt that
I've
Cosmos
never
played
smelled apple.
Neptune
Oh, well,
with all
maybe I
else
have.
under
I don't
progress
fucking
around
know.
her.
Now that I think about
It
it.
was at around this time
What?
that messages between an unknown Twitter user and the enablers Sarah and Steve, who had gifted to Chris a Nintendo Switch and donated at least $100, were leaked on the Kiwi Farms.
I'll be
They wrote that they
doxing
believed
myself.
Christine was a goddess, and that they understood that being in contact with her would bring them nothing but negativity, but they accepted that fact. They were at the time saving up money to move to Virginia, after which time
I forgot I
they would
still
be
have
making
tears on my
videos
face.
and running a new website for Chris, revealing their true identity. They claimed to only want to help her and be her friends, encouraging and enabling her to do what she liked, since she could not get a conventional job. As death was Christine found comfort in the people that followed her, but she could almost surely depend on someone to financially
Yeah,
help
exactly,
her when
bitch.
needed.
Shut
In
up.
her world, helping hands were always within reach. With such a life, there was no need to try,
Fucky.
to improve, or to change.
Oh, shit, dude. Yay, finally, it's over. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, I still have tears on my face. Okay. Still have it on my face. Oh, this is the ghost hunting with Chris Chan. So fucking funny, I don't know why.
I got a similar.
I can't believe that's insane. This video has me convinced Chris could have ended up okay had they had real friends and social interaction. Yeah. Velma hasn't been the same since the gang split up. That's insane.
This reminds me. Thank you all for your hospitality.
That's fun. Holy shit, this is awesome, not gonna lie. It's so weird but cool to see myself in the Gino documentary after obsessively watching the very same documentary for hours upon hours prior to ever meeting Chris. Thank you, Gino, for sharing my video with people, and I'm glad you found some use of it. Just a correction, February was when we filmed the Desjardins video, about a month prior to uploading it, as I was running into issues with the PC I was using to edit. I want to know how interesting I find what I interpret as, despite all of the things Chris has done which have hurt people, as a huge amount of empathy exhibited by Chris when it comes to the victims of Desjardins, and the empathy they had for me during our video with how kind they were. I will also say that from what I remember of our conversations one-on-one off camera, Chris was clearly far more interested in talking about me than about themselves and trying to help me figure out issues in my life through what they believe to be their powers. Chris obviously has a very different view of the world from us all, and it may help while wishing to understand them better to realize that despite the hurt person in others, the reason behind the hurtful actions often comes from a desire to help both that person and themselves. Yet the decision to do so can be warped by the only way they know how to understand things and a maladaptive level of empathy for themselves. This is why I truly hope Chris is finding happiness in the obviously inherently unhappy reality of prison through living within their own reality. And maybe some people can find empathy for Chris if they can see the empathy Chris has themselves, no matter how maladaptive. Thanks again, Gino. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Chris would end up there too, foreshadowing be great. I suppose that's why they're able to empathize so much with the victims, realizing they would be in the same situation. And I suppose right now they are for somewhat of a similar reason, although with its own clear necessities. Interesting. In the final episode, Gino would thank us for watching while sitting in the chair behind his computer in his underwear. Of course he hearted it. Hearing Megan's voice feels like one of the 7 seals being broken. I swear to God. I'm so mad they lost the footage, bro. Me too. I would have loved her insight. I know. Ugh, fuck. I'm so mad. Because I really wanted to hear her side as well, honestly. But she also asked them to remove her part, so I guess it's fair. Destroyed is more the correct term. Seeing the film would have been interesting, although I don't like the idea of Chris being portrayed as the victim when his circumstances are mostly the fault of himself and his parents. The director did not deserve to be bullied into destroying his work. It really sucks. Chris's obvious effort to get his house listed as a Pokestop so he could play Pokemon Go without actually going anywhere is my favorite part. I bet she'd be mad that I can do that and she can't. But like, it doesn't work because it's like, if you just stay in one area, it was only just like one Pokestop there, you're less likely gonna have Pokemon spawn there. It's kind of weird. Kind of sucks. So like, you have to actually go places for Pokemon to really spawn, I feel like. So like, just staying in one area while playing Pokemon Go the whole time, not gonna work, really. Chris, I'm very famous. Check me out on the internet. Clerk, no need, madam. We've had your mugshot hanging on our break room wall since 2014. I'm a married 40-year-old woman and have to watch this in hiding. Still, I'll never, ever miss an episode. If you're trying to attract the ghost of a eugenics doctor, then Chris really is the perfect bait. Oh my god. Chris leaving that little prayer icon at the mental hospital in memory of his victims would be a genuinely sweet thing if it weren't also self-serving sonotune nonsense, I swear to god. Taking Chris to a haunted hospital started by a doctor who believes in chemically castrating the mentally challenged is such a dark, high-concept joke. Literally. Remember, every passing episode gets us closer and closer to the jail saga. Don't remind me! Chris referring to ghosts. As long as we don't bother them, they don't bother us. Cut to Chris's ringtone sounding loudly as Barb calls. Comedy gold. I actually believe the GameStop clip in which the clerk took a secret recording as one of the most important videos in Chris history because it shows Chris in his natural element. No trolls in his mind, nobody recording him, not having an interview or trying to impress someone he met on the internet. There's an average Chris interaction with somebody who he assumes does not know anything about him. The same as me going to a gas station and buying cigarettes from the clerk. In it, you can actually see exactly how Chris interacts with people on a daily basis. Insane. Chris, guess who created that OC? Me. Clerk. No, that's Chris Jen. You're Ian Brandon Anderson. I swear to God. We need to stop talking about Chris like if she's a wild animal or a fugitive on a run. Damn, that foreshadowing, no lol. I can't even fucking deal. Okay, next part. 71, let's go. Does it get distorted here? Yeah, I think in part 75 he starts adding glitches to the intros.
On May 15, 2019, YouTuber Nick Robinson uploaded a video in which he discusses Happy Van Poodle, a character from the Nintendo 3DS game Rusty's Real Deal Baseball, about whom next to no information existed and was difficult to encounter. According to a certain commenter, they claimed that Christine was the first person to have discovered Happy Van Poodle. To confirm who was the first to have found the character in the game, Nick Robinson uploaded a follow-up video on May 25th, which featured a brief interview with Chris.
So I'm making a video about a 3DS game called Rusty's Real Deal Baseball. Are you familiar with it?
Yeah, I played it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, free to play, but yeah, free to play also.
Yeah.
I remember playing a bunch of mini games within it.
Fuck!
And look at you, Rusty.
You remember like there was a haggling thing where you can negotiate with Rusty?
Oh yeah.
Did you?
No, it was my whole profit margin. You let me go below even breaking even.
So somebody told me that you had played the game and that when you had negotiated with Rusty, did you haggle with him? You haggled the money down?
That was terrible.
Yeah, way down.
Oh, got it. I'm trying to track down who originally discovered this character for the first time, and somebody in a YouTube comment said that you had encountered this character, or that you didn't negotiate, but I guess that's not true.
Yeah, not quite, sorry.
It's okay. What are your main memories of Rusty's Real Deal
Okay,
Baseball?
so she didn't...
Sit back and forth between me and the rabbit.
Lagging.
The button was a rabbit. I don't like saying that. I'm gonna let the rabbit.
Actually, you might be thinking of Nintendo Badge Arcade, because that was a rabbit. I think Rusty was actually a dog.
Oh, okay, well, my mistake.
It's okay.
At around the same time, Chris's debt repayment case with Midland Funding was updated to a garnishment case, meaning that if ruled in favor of the debt collectors, it would be required by the court to pay back the debt by forcibly taking funds available to Chris. On May 25th, Chris wrote a 20-tweet thread describing her new technique of falling asleep and lucid dreaming, or becoming aware that she is dreaming while dreaming. She afterwards added that her friend, Maker Nightfeed, had apparently discovered the technique before Christine, but unlike Maker, Chris was able to describe it. If the sleep/meditation technique were to be scientifically studied, she hoped it would be named the Maker-chan Meditation/Sleep
Daddy!
On May 26th, it appeared that the enablers, Sarah and Steve, cancelled their plans of moving to Virginia and personally
Behind my crying.
artistic and business
Oh, fuck, I can't get it. Okay, there you go.
could be gleaned from their updated public Twitter profile description. Just a couple of idiots who assumed they could help Christine, swindled out of hundreds of dollars and were treated as subhuman, should have listened to warnings given. They soon after changed their profile biography to a crying face emoji.
What
Through
happened?
private messaging, they elaborated that they fell out with Chris because she failed to acknowledge them for extended periods, while she posted extensively on Twitter about the dimensional merge. Thus, Sarah and Steve feared of being shunned for weeks after relocating. After a short while, Sarah and Steve admitted on Twitter that they were giving Chris a second chance, hoping she would reply to their messages more quickly. On that same day, a user on the social media site Reddit posted in the devoted Christian discussion group, or subreddit, that he drove to Watersville, Virginia, and made a detour to quickly visit Christine, posting a selfie he took with her. He noted she shook his hand for an extended period of time, and was wet, possibly after having gotten out of the shower. On May 31st, Christine reflected on finding out that the Dean of Student Services for Piedmont Virginia Community College, Mary Lee Walsh, with whom she had a noted history of conflict, had retired 3 weeks prior. I wish to offer kind words of her and the work she did there, regardless of what had happened between her and I in many years ago. She had her occupation. She performed to the best of her ability and judgment over the years. I do not recall much about her, and I have personally apologized to her for the mishaps and what had happened to her self-counterpart in Dimension C-197.
Shut up!
I never knew her beyond acquaintance and professional boundaries and distance. I have never heard of her direct thoughts on the portrayal of her character, nor on the fame and fandom she had acquired from my own hands, like Blinks, and so forth. My one grievance with her being of her uncharismatic and anger-induced attitude and behavior when it comes to being or communicating with those who are only trying to find their own way in life. In my case, I submit the constructive criticism that I was unable to speak to her way back then would be the calm, level-headed, direct statement with no intent of personal space and personal property destruction nor malcontent. Mary Lee Walsh should have said to me upon the first encounter, "This public advert is most inappropriate."
I'm pretty sure she did.
That is not a way to make conversation with others. Please put this advert away and never pull it out again. If you need help in socializing and talking with others, I can recommend some social skill courses and support groups for the very shy.
I'm pretty sure she did. I don't know. I don't know why you're gaslighting her now. I don't know why you were being nice to her in literally the first part of the thread, and now you're fucking, like, making her out to be an asshole. What the fuck is going on?
Was that clear to you?
Shut up.
We probably could have avoided the tons of awkwardness and emotions looming over our shoulders, especially hers, had she been simply direct and civil like that back in 2003 with me. Regardless, what happened to and with her has long passed. Move forward and onward, and I humbly and sincerely wish Mary Lee Walsh, here in Dimensions of 18, only the most comfortable and blessed years in her retired life until her time of passing. She had suffered enough, and to leave her to live on in peace and mind and forgiveness. Have a nice life, Mary Lee Walsh. Lightning, blue hearts, lightning emojis. Sincerely, Mrs. Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu. Okay, D-U-M-B question. Has Mary Lee Walsh, here, ever made any personal recorded statement about her thoughts and feelings about me?
I fucking doubt it!
Since after I delivered the apology drawing to her, and then received a freaking trespassing notice from her in 2009.
Oh.
Now that this can of worms has been opened yet again by someone who texted me earlier asking me what my thoughts about her retirement were, and I would be remised and dogged if I had not tweeted the set just a while ago. I feel needs to know what she had thought of it all. Tall as Knacht people had to add this back
Thanks
onto
a lot.
her stresses, didn't y'all? Also, please, never ever remind me of Michael John Snyder, or even inform me at all.
You're the one posting about him now.
Whether or not he had died, I had long moved forward from that jerk, way in the past, and no need to do that to me either. To me, that jerk has been dead since I found the game and hobby place has been long gone, out of business, and replaces by a chocolate store. Leave that be with me, please. Kristen posted an animated gif of meditative deep breathing to possibly calm herself down.
To what?
On June 6th, in reply to a challenge from the official Pokemon Twitter account, Chris took heart and assigned people on Twitter to be characters in her fictitious Pokemon
Dynamax.
game, selecting the first account that automatically was prompted to her.
Damn, that's when Sword and Shield came out. Fuck.
And some of her online friends.
Yeah.
When an individual told her that since her account was protected, no one who did not follow her would see her tweets, asking when would she learn, Christy wrote back, never, promising to continue tagging accounts as necessary, closing with ALOL, an acronym which stood for actually laughing out loud. On June 8th, Chris found out that the free encyclopedia, Wikipedia,
You're insane,
had an article about
Chris.
the 2B Farms forum, and requested for her to be
I think
omitted
I'm
from
crying
the
at
history
this
of the
point.
site. In addition, she wrote she would like to have her own Wikipedia page created for her, written
No.
in a positive light without any hate.
Uh-huh.
She said she
Well, it's
did
gonna
not
be
know
unbiased, so
what 2B
most
Farms
likely it's
were
gonna be
so-called
negative.
top leak scandals, which left many people dead or injured.
Like, if it's
On
gonna be
June 12th,
unbiased,
Kristen
most likely
was
it's gonna be
extremely
negative. I'm
threat,
sorry.
explaining that she won't settle for a regular job because she was, in a sense, employed by deities to manage a dimensional merge. She also
What the
released a
fuck?
message on her Patreon page
Oh, I
to
thought
explain
someone
why
was
she
there.
was
Jesus
unable to
Christ,
send the
scared me.
Sonichu comics to her paying patrons. On June 13th, Chris reflected on his graduation from Manchester High School in the year 2000, regretting that during the ceremony he showed his anger at not being recognized for his artistic efforts by snatching away his
Oh,
diploma
shut the
and
fuck
storming
up.
off stage without shaking anyone's hand. She
You
wished
weren't
for
on the
people to
honor roll, you
identify those who were
twat.
on stage so she could apologize to them. As an addendum, Christine wished for the domain of the Christian Wiki, the Quickie, to be changed from Sonichu.com to Quickie.com so she could eventually claim the Sonichu domain for her own website project run by a trusted friend. When a Twitter user asked her why she couldn't use her superpowers to track down the people from the ceremony, she answered that she was still getting used to her powers, which remains unpredictable and wild. Later that day, Chris wrote a tweet thread in which she revealed that Jesus Christ allegedly told her that he and his mother, Emmanuel, had been working really hard in the dimensional merge, which was in its final stages,
What the
and would take
fuck,
place in the
man?
coming days. Jesus was reaching out in all of the real-world dimensions, churches, holy spots, portals, Pokestops, and Pokemon gyms, but also asked
What is
Christine to
Chris
extend the reach of his
tweeting
message
lately?
and tell everyone to believe in the
I know,
original
she definitely
characters
still
created
has
by
Twitter.
themselves and others.
Fucking bitch.
Also on that same day, she wrote on Twitter that her mother, Barbara, had been badgering her for damned money again, so Chris advertised a quilted throw blanket for sale on the auction marketplace website eBay for $225, including
Jesus
shipping.
Christ,
In
Chance
addition,
on the show.
Christine made a YouTube video addressing trolls and mail she had been
Oh,
receiving,
she's
which was
supposed to have
jokingly
been 20
addressed
hours
to major
ago.
YouTuber PewDiePie. She
Look,
claimed
Zero
in the video
HD.
title
Oh,
that
shit.
PewDiePie did not live at her address,
Oh,
and
God,
instead
the art
lived in
still
Sweden.
looks bad.
While born in
Fucking
Sweden,
hell.
PewDiePie, in actuality, lived in the United Kingdom.
Hello, everybody. Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again. And today, I'm setting something straight. Every so often.
Hold on. Oh, she posted something on the 6th, 2 days ago. Watching episode 4 of Rick and Morty anime. I really do not like the new voice actor for Jerry. Sounds so dark. Oh yeah, no one can reply to her at the moment. What the fuck? What the fuck? She made a new video? No, I can't do this, bro. Just watch the trailer for Minecraft movie. I feel like some content so far is merit, but Jack Black as Steve? What? They couldn't get Chris Pratt? Don't say that. Shut up. We are not getting Chris Pratt for another fucking movie. 6 teeth on animals, I concur, is a bit much. AI generate art comparisons for background aside. Is it integration into the blocky universe? Decent. What about Alex? Why is she not in this movie? What fuck her, bro. It would be better with Alex and Steve together in this movie. No one cares about Alex. I'm sorry. I feel they should postpone the movie launch by a year and give it further considerations. Edits and a bit of terraforming. Okay. I mean, it does not look good, to be fair. It looks like shit, but come on. What the fuck is she on? Alright, fucking quick Vilgarian. What did she post lately? Oh, Jesus Christ. Etsy reviews? Fuck. Okay, she posted Etsy reviews September 2024. Jesus fucking Christ. And the comments are turned off. Naturally. I don't care. Let me skip the shit. Sorry, it was about Jackie Rosen, and I don't give a shit. That green screen is so bad. I'm sorry, the chroma key looks really bad. My chroma keys are not that bad. Man, we're working up to the new season of fucking, Trish Chan, Comprehensive History, aren't we?
Every so often, and this ticks me off, because not only does the actual person does not get the mail, but to afford it is impossible for me, because I don't have his address, and he lives in Sweden. Bitch, I did. Shelburne. Hey, Debbie B, hi! Does not live here at Virginia 22968, and I never, ever want to see another piece of mail addressed to him sent to me here. And Debbie B, please, put a mailing address on your YouTube channel to where your fan mail and everything can actually be sent to. Please, thank you.
Chris then went to Twitter to post a photo of all the hate mail that a single person sends to her multiple times per month. She wrote that she did not open the envelopes, as they were transparent both to light and her psychic powers, and would be sending them all back. Afterwards, she notified PewDiePie's Twitter account that she would be sending back all mail addressed to the YouTuber, and asked for him to make a public address to let his fans know the correct address to which they should send fan mail. Finally, on June 13th, Chris posted a video in which she asks for people to believe in the original characters, or OCs, and deities in regards to the dimensional merge.
We have a bit of a situation. Turns out, we do have a good number of believers in the LCs, CPUs,
it is not an A minor,
everyone between our sister dimension of C197, their surrounding dimensions, and right here at dimension 1218. We can do a whole lot better in the believers. Even Jesus Christ himself came to me earlier today, told me so, asked me to relay the message. Everybody, believe in the LCs, and everybody, the dimension merge is happening. And we can definitely make the dimension merge happen a whole lot faster and over with. Definitely for the better benefit of everybody! Within both our dimensions and the combined dimensions. Just give them a thought. Give your OCs a thought. Any of them. Ready to be branded, not branded. Your creations, someone else's creations, so forth. Sanchi wrote you. The CPUs, anime characters, and Magic Chan. If you can see him right now, he's barely sitting right here.
Is he?
Anyway,
I can't see
Jesus Christ himself and our God Emmanuel, they're OCs too. They literally are those that have worked here. Like, your Lord Jesus Christ sacrificed himself for real here. He's an OC.
Girl,
I'm an OC. The main thing between you and yourself counterparts, everyone of you is an OC as well. So, if anything, you believe in everyone else, you believe in yourselves as well.
An obscene cunt.
Right?
Yeah.
And more importantly, don't hate. Alright? We don't need any more haterade, especially freaking cyber boys and bad internet trolls. But aside from that, believe in the OCs. Believe in your OCs. Believe in yourself as an OC. Believe in Jesus Christ, Emmanuel. Who Emmanuel, by the way? God is a woman.
Okay, Ariana Grande.
And I have personally met them face to face. And if you don't believe me in that, I literally touched Jesus' hands. You cry every time started cross when he did that, but still. Anyway, as a guy as myself, I am unable to worship Jesus or any of the other deities, but I am friends with Jesus and all the other deities, including CPUs, so the least I can do is support them and be a friend. That's what I do to the best of my abilities. Everywhere. The soul, brain, body, literally working round the clock, everywhere. And I'll probably see my pants by each thing that comes in, so I can relay it out to you via my Twitter or whatever.
Not even in the middle of it. Fuck.
But in the meantime, believe in all those OCs and everything, and the dimension merge. It's happening. We're watching our endgame, and we are destined and fated to win. So follow my motivational speech, please, and follow our lead. We will complete this merge. We will all be assistant and coexistent with each other, and we will be able to hang out fully with our own creations. I'm very serious about that. It's happening. It's happening. Believe. Thank you. Have a good day.
On June 14th, Chris
Okay.
listed a complete set of Sonichu comic books for sale on eBay in a single $170 bundle. The bundle also included the Christian prequel comic by Brian Fogboy and Rose Chew's story, which apart from the Chris penned front cover, was entirely written and illustrated by Kiwi Farms user Tricky. Christine further wrote on Twitter that all orders would be directly shipped from the book printing company, and so would not include any custom orders or autographs. She realized that the rewards she listed on Patreon, such as custom book orders and autographing and shipping them herself, cost her extra time
Orders,
and
not
money, which
orders.
she did not handle because of her dedication to the dimensional merge. The
Fuck.
next day, Chris's avid follower, Jacob Sockness, received the blanket, which he purchased from her eBay account. He proceeded to announce that he asked a hypothetical mirror who was the sexiest hottest, and it allegedly replies,
Ew,
"Jacob Sockness." The tweet also included 4 photos of Jacob laying on the blanket and posing seductively in an array of revealing clothing.
This is
On June
gross.
16th, she dedicated the year's Father's Day to her father, Bob Chandler, posting on Twitter a photo of a newspaper clipping of her dad being celebrated for his contributions to General Electric. Chris celebrated his patents and achievements, which apparently directly led to many
Are you gonna
technological
sell that too?
advancements, such as 3-dimensional
For toys?
printing. She reflected that Bob told her to live her life to the best, and that he was currently a very intelligent man/Sonichu, who after the dimensional merge would be able to hug Chris's mother, Barbara, once more. Christine shared a picture she drew of Christian Sonichu with her father in Sonichu form, Robert
Jesus
Chu,
Christ.
reflecting that since that drawing, her father had allegedly changed his fur color from plaid to almost all red, because it was hard for her to color a plaid pattern. It was at around this time that Chris's eBay account was restricted and all her listings were removed, likely due to her overall positivity rating of 85%, an exceptionally low figure for the site. On
Damn!
June 17th, she tweeted asking her followers if they also felt like it was the same day.
Wait.
Plaid pattern. It was at around this time that Chris's eBay account was restricted and all her listings were removed, likely due to her overall positivity rating of 85%, an exceptionally low figure for the site. On June 17th, she tweeted asking her followers if they also felt like it was the same day for a number of consecutive days, or when a day has passed, though it felt like a whole week. On June 19th, Christine finally acknowledged that her eBay account had been restricted and that her PayPal account was in debt. She stated that every direct $170 donation to her PayPal account would function as payment for the Sonichu Comics bundle and will order the set of books for the
Don't
donators.
stop it.
Jacob Sockness did not entertain the idea of using the financial company to purchase the comics, for he did not trust Chris to fulfill orders on account of her failing with Patreon. Not long after her announcement, someone presumably donated the aforementioned amount, bringing her PayPal account out of debt, and notified the unknown buyer that her book order
Up
would
to the
soon
black,
be shipped
really.
out after printing. When someone accused Christine of setting the $170 price to allow for herself $100 for shipping and profits, she clarified that printing cost $110, $30 for 3-day shipping, and the remaining $30 for her personal profit. Also on June 19th, Chris and her mother attended their scheduled court hearing in regards to 2 cases of debt owed to
Fun.
Portfolio Recovery Associates. QB Farms user Sige Spurtnik personally attended the hearing and later on gave an account of what they witnessed. 11:03 a.m., Chris and Barb arrive. More accurately, I hear Chris sighing, squealing, and whining as he sets off the metal detector at the main door of the court, repeatedly. They come into the courtroom and sit down in relative quiet. 11:05 a.m., Chris starts playing with a fidget spinner. 11:07 a.m., Chris starts making ridiculous noises, raspberries, light shrieks, grunts, etc. Barb shushes him. Chris replies to her discipline with, "We're taking a break so I can make a little noise if I want." This was delivered in the tone of voice of a smug, yet pouting 6-year-old.
Jesus
11:12
Christ.
a.m., Chris starts making whoop-whoop noises and singing a childish tune that largely consists of him going la 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 in yet another 6-year-old's tone of voice. Strangely enough, the first time I ever encountered him in public, late last
Well, I
February,
get you're young at heart,
March,
Chris, but
he was
fucking
singing
chill
something
out.
virtually identical as he was walking down the street. The fidget spinner is still going. 11:22 a.m. 10 minutes of relative quiet are broken by another of Chris's noise-making fits. This time, it's a giant hiccup, followed by sighs, squeals, and more fidget spinner as he grunts at no one in particular. 11:23 a.m. Chris tears himself away from the fidget spinner long enough to make a comment to Barb about something to do with hairy legs. Couldn't make out the first part of it due to the acoustics, but she shut him again. The 6-year-old voice came out again to say, "But they are hairy legs," followed by something else unintelligible and more fidget spinner.
That's great.
11:27 a.m. Judge sits down again. Starts
How did
playing
they
the
get this
11:30
information?
session
Did
from
they,
the
like, record it or something?
While that's going on, Chris starts babbling very audibly. The judge glares at Barb. Barb shushes the man-child. Unsettlingly, it was in their glossolalia level of babble. The fidget spinner has finally been put away, thank God. 11:50 a.m., Chris and Barb left the court with the judge's permission to speak with the prosecution attorney in private room, Ari, his case. Barb wasn't allowed in and hung around in the foyer waiting for him. A few things that should be pointed out. Barb's looking worn out. There's no good way to describe or emphasize this adequately, but it's worse than I can ever remember seeing her. Her hair is completely white. The hollow-eyed, thousand-yard stare is now going out even further than that,
Oh,
and her
God.
general demeanor
It's
is
like
that
a-
of someone who has taken all they can and has retreated into a shell
Like
at the
1,000
end of the restaurant to shout out,
astronomical
"It's real
units
once in a
there
while."
at this point.
She's getting around okay physically, but functionally reminds me of an edamame pod. Chris.
Yeah.
Honestly, not too much change there, at least physically. Behaviorally, however, he basically seems to be seriously sliding down the slope into trying hard to revert to childhood. At present, this is likely his strongest defense mechanism against Barb's decline, real-world responsibilities, like predator judgments, and his lack of social skills bearing down on him. Granted, this is an assessment being made from a completely non-professional standpoint, but it's also not the first time I've seen something like this, and he's exhibiting the signs. The case was finalized that day, and Chris was ordered to pay back a total of $2,681.70 to Portfolio Recovery Associates.
That wasn't a burp.
On June 23rd, Christy wrote a tweet reflecting
That
on the
was.
comic that was heavily influenced by the Idea Guys, Joshua Wise, and Stephen Boyd. Everyone Magic Chat 111-448 that the adequate minimum number of peoples of this world so far.
Look, pardon my fucking burps.
And a bit after, when I was awakening as a CPU, also known as the time,
CPU is
#IdeaGuy
fucking crazy.
totally tried to screw and mess up C197, the other CPUs.
Oh,
themselves,
interesting.
Everyone else, and me, from October 2017 to April 2018. For now, for those of everyone who have yet to read it, I'll leave the highlights of the book I ended up drawing and writing of the true events that all literally and actually took place during that time, and the negative effects of #IdeaGuy Josh Wise and his OC, #Johnson Wiles, put us all through. It is likely that during that time, simultaneously, here in 1218, other people and individuals have felt some of the side effects along with us, so please feel free to share your respective stories. And if y'all would like the full printed copy of the book, it is free with purchase of the other Sonichu books in the set at this time, and the direct way to get the set quick for yourself is to send to me no less than $170 directly via PayPal. After receiving the monies, and be sure to include your address when sending the funds, I shall swiftly order the books and have them shipped to you directly from my printing company. My personal takeaway from the book is that I, personally, feel better keeping the back of the book facing forward, because I like and appreciate how it completed and came full circle. I also do appreciate the circumstances that introduced me to it all, including calling my very own at Sega Dreamcast that literally turned out to be this dimension's counterparts to the Spiral console that kept Uzume, the CPU orange part, confined for years, while my Dreamcast only had a seal, but I still ended up with a direct link and close friend link. With her for 2 weeks. That was really wild, epic, and totally cool. #IdeaGuy Josh Wiles shall pay for his crimes of extortion from me, and then some, because his damage was dimensions damaging that only I had the ability to undo, with the help in being guided to do so by @MagicChan 111448, and her friends and allies who are mildly to not affected by the effects of the month's worth of, well, the worst parts of it, to say the least.
Look, I can brand my Tumblr blog.
Support, interest, and sincere kindness. Alongside her tweets, she shared a selection of preview pages from The Awakening of a CPU comic. On June 24th, Chris wrote that she considered selling the Awakening comic for free, but decided against
this
it
is an
because it
old-ass
cost money to
picture
print it
of me.
and ship it, and that the money was needed in the house, hence why she bundled it with the complete Sonichu collection bundle, though mentioned that she was not getting orders. She wrote she would autograph one Sonichu comic per
What other
person
picture
at the
should I
upcoming
use for
My
my
Little Pony convention,
custom
BronyCon,
Tumblr?
limiting fans to only one book, since she wanted time to enjoy the convention herself.
I want to change the color of
Chris
this
made
as
her
well.
restricted Twitter account public, meaning it was from then on visible to everyone. The next day, she liked a tweet about being kind to one another from illustrator and voiceover artist Doobie Doover.
Clearly I
that
can't
before
code.
it blocked press due to her overbearing attachment to the artist. Later on, Christine wrote
Wait,
on
what?
Twitter that Chris made her restricted Twitter account public, meaning it was from then on visible to everyone. The next day, she liked a tweet about being kind to one another from illustrator and voiceover artist Doobie Doover, who had years before blocked press due to her overbearing attachment to the artist. Later on, Christine wrote on Twitter that since many things were going on, she was apparently feeling the psychic brunt force of it, which included chest tightening and other feelings. She asked her followers to say a prayer for her. She then went to her Magichan Sonichu Twitter account to write under the guise of being her alleged husband that Christine recently had a heart attack in relation to events happening between dimensions, and so asked followers to pray to and for her. The alleged Magichan soon after wrote that Christine apparently went to the emergency room of a hospital after the attacks and has since stabilized, though the chest tightening continued intermittently. She was taking medicine in the form of aspirin and Tylenol and was resting in bed as her alleged spouses Mewtwo and Magichan himself looked after her. Later that day, Chris added a YouTube video to a custom playlist, a 5-hour-long video featuring binaural beats or special sound frequencies advertised to invoke
What the
lucid dreaming
fuck?
in the listeners. Later again, she uploaded the uncolored front cover and the first 8 uncolored pages of her proposed Sonichu issue 14 comic, also known as Awakening of a CPU, Book 2.
What the
Among
fuck,
other
man?
pages, she mentions that she allegedly suffered 3 heart attacks in a single minute before writing
How?
her hopes for the expeditious completion of the dimensional merge. Chris wrote that
How are you
the
alive,
episode
girl?
was
What the
long,
fuck?
belches, and frequent moments of deja vu.
Yeah, I'm gonna make like red
merge
the
was still
accents
progressing.
maybe.
On June 27th, Christine uploaded a Twitter
Dang, it's
video
bright
in which she
shit.
balances a My Little Pony USB flash drive on her fingers until it wavers and falls to the ground, believing this is the result of her psychic powers. The following day, Chris updated her Patreon with new pages for Sonic issues 14 and 15. The vast majority of pages were only visible to patrons paying at least a certain amount, though a few individuals, like Kiwi Farms user Sturbancho, became patrons in order to leak the new pages to the interested public. Chris also added 9 new monthly Patreon payment levels, or quote-unquote tiers, which incrementally increased in single dollar amounts ranging from $1
Let me look at my
to $9.
Instagram and see
The
what I
so-called
can
tiers did not
use
offer any additional
for
perks,
my tongue
except for
order.
a thoughts of thanks from Chris. Some observers speculated that for Sonichu issue 15, which would function as a reboot for the series going back to the origins of Sonichu and Rosechu, she was plagiarizing from the fan comic Rosechu's Story by Tricky. On Twitter, Christine defended the similarities between the comics by claiming that she and Tricky had discussed years ago that it would be fine for Chris to reference Rosechu's story in her own comics, and that since Sonichu and Rosechu were mainly her property, David and Souls had no rhyme or reason to shit on her. Tricky herself later confirmed on Twitter that Christine had her permission to use as much or as little of her comic for reference as she liked, as long as she did not use Tricky's artwork. However, when comparing these Sonichu pages, readers believed that Chris was likely tracing over Tricky's original panels, but Tricky herself did not think this was the case. On June 30th, Chris asked on Twitter if anyone, preferably famed lucid dreamers, could help her regain her abilities to lucid dream, which she had lost over the past week. She then shared an article from the NBC News Network describing scientists entertaining the possibility of a parallel universe and claimed this was evidence of the dimensional merge. Chris also attached 2 uncolored pages from Sonichu issue 14, one of which describes the conclusion of her supposed heart attack episode. She wrote that on June 28th, she went to the doctor to discuss her possible heart attacks, which the doctor determined was a gastro-related problem, and recommended that she take the antacids Tums when necessary. Chris also wowed the doctor with her psychic powers. Based on the illustration on the page, it appears that she demonstrated the so-called rubber pencil trick for the doctor by holding a pencil on one end and shaking it up and down, creating an illusion of a bendy pencil, making the doctor speechless. She further elaborated that she had a goddess-level quest to complete into
I want to see the
prepared
picture.
to begin a deep sleep
See, I don't
level.
like that
When a
Instagram
Twitter
does
user
this
asked her
where
if she would consider therapy,
you can't even
Christine
like
answered,
view the
"Been there,
picture
done that.
in another
Therapy
tab.
is
I don't
beneath
like
the
that.
level
It's
this
annoying.
is, and I have been to plenty of therapy and psychologist sessions before. They lack the sufficient knowledge that is beyond what was printed in their textbooks." On July 1st, Chris posted another video on Twitter of her demonstrating her supposed psychic powers, in which she balances all
I can just do that?
stone
Okay.
in her hand and slowly turns her wrist until it falls down.
What?
Writing that her powers
Shit.
were growing since amethyst has weight, unlike the plastic USB stick.
Bro, what?
The following day,
That
Jacob
real?
Sockness walked into the
What
San
the
Francisco
fuck?
Pride Parade, wearing a shirt reminiscent of Chris's The Classic, a replica Sonichu medallion, and also the shoes he bought from her on eBay. Also on that day, the debt garnishment case
What the
with
hell?
legal funding was closed, ruling in favor of Christine, meaning that her funds would not be taken to pay back the debts. She afterwards went to Twitter
What
to
the
express her
shit?
enthusiasm at the announcement of a soon-to-be-released remake of the vintage computer, Commodore 64.
Oh,
which
what,
includes
girl?
floppy disk and cassette tape drives, since she still possessed games made for the computer in their original state. Kristen posted a photo of her collection of Commodore 64 games and programs. On July 3rd, the Sonichu
how do I-
merchandise Twitter account posted a photo of Christian in the early 2000s, posing in his classic shirt, along with one of Jacob Sockness imitating his pose in a similar outfit, asking readers who wore the outfit better. Christine questioned whether Sockness' shirt was originally produced by Ralph Lauren, like hers was. Chris later suggested that Jacob should lose some weight in his belly, and that his suggested
Wow.
was unsettling for her. Jacob himself soon responded, mentioning his so-called teddy bear Sockness in an attempt to sexually tease Christine. Sonichu official
fuck?
merchandise wrote back that he should hit the gym if Sockness was to get Chris's affection, referring to her with male pronouns. Chris then corrected them. On July 4th, Christine angrily addressed the lax Google moderation rules which allowed anyone to edit her Sonichu
That's
headquarters
very
business listing.
interesting.
Many people uploaded pictures referencing Chris's past trolling sagas, poor living situation, and her penchant for begging for money.
Yeah.
Also on that day, Chris went to Patreon to update her supporters with new pages for Sonichu issue 15 and blamed the idea guys for the delay in the completion of the comic.
Oh, wow.
Realizing that it had been quite a while since I resumed a few days ago, and when I ended up stopping in book 15, thanks to the events involving Idea Guy and Johnson Wiles, I ended up messing up on Rosie's young and short bosoms. I could kill them both
What the
after
fuck?
they and Boyd extorted $6,000 from me during those developmental and very eventful months, in full, plus interest. She then wished on Twitter a happy birthday to the United States of America, as it was the date of the nation's Independence Day, and wished a very merry unbirthday to everyone else.
Brother, what?
A birthday-like celebration occurring on all days apart from one's birthday, first mentioned in the 1871 novel Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll.
What?
On July 8th, Christine announced on her Patreon page that she would be attending the upcoming and final BronyCon convention,
Tarzan.
but thanks to bills and things, funds for her travel and attendance have been slipping out. She pleaded for people to join her Patreon, as she was still busy coloring new pages and providing her supporters with new exclusive content, in addition to her work in both dimensions. She also wrote on Twitter the reasons why she
Not
needed
those
money.
screenshots.
And if you
That
must
one,
know
that one.
why,
Yeah.
room accommodations. My main plan with 2 friends who had reserved a room for us 3 and had their passes, they fell off the communications map on me, so I am in a major bind. please. Hashtag help Chris Sonichu get to BronyCon. Chris then shared a link for her PayPal account, stating if anyone were to donate to her $600, she would deliver them a personally signed and bagged complete set of Sonichu comic books. When asked on Twitter why would she consider going to BronyCon when she had money troubles at home, Chris replied,
Wait, actually no.
I'm going. I must. Alright? I have my reasons. Besides which, people want to see me and meet me, and they want to see me happy. I want to meet and make my fans happy. I want to partake and enjoy the panels and events and share in everyone's happy feeling. So, help me help you feel more content and happy in the moments during BronyCon, please. As BronyCon soon approached, Christine clamored for any hope of recapturing the perceived love and acceptance she felt during the previous convention. For her, it was an escape from a world of bullying, demands, responsibilities, and accountability to a small part of the world where she would have freedom and not be judged and ridiculed. She was doing all she was willing to in order to achieve that release, if only for a moment.
Damn shit, dude. Or shit, dude. While I was misinformed, I feel glad to have caused ripples that led to Nick interviewing Quick in a wholesome way. That was really nice of his dead father to change his entire fur pattern just because Chris found it difficult to draw plaid. The only thing more pathetic than Christian Weston Chandler today is Christian Weston Chandler a day later. Liquid Chris Cuna. Is that real? That's crazy. PewDiePie should post his actual address online so he can get fan mail. Chris Chan, moving to the world he hasn't learned anything from being the most doxed person in history. Chris recognizing that he is beyond the help of therapy is probably the most lucid thing he said in years. Mary Lee Walsh being mentioned after so long is like when a major character goes unmentioned for several seasons and then gets a minor role in a later episode. Chris calling Michael Snyder a jerk and saying he doesn't care if he died, getting obviously angry over remembering him, is so fucked up when you remember their history. All Snyder did was ban Chris from his store after Chris was taking unsolicited pictures of his daughter and harassing people. Then Chris trespassed several times, planned targeted harassment against him online, screamed racial slurs at him, and literally ran him over with a car. After all that, Snyder dropped all charges, only asking that both Chris and Barb get mandatory counseling and pay his medical bills. But still, Chris can only remember him as a jerk to Ron. Bro, Gino's so close to catching up with the manga that he's gonna have to start making filler episodes. He's gonna start predicting the future. Pro fucking replied to himself. Chris going to the doctor with gas and claiming to have a heart attack before doing the rubber pencil trick and claiming it's psych power is one of the fucking funniest things in the doc. A man baby, I tell you. Shit. He was a very intelligent man / Sonichu. Chris Chan talking about his dead father. Fuck me. From the quickie. I can't believe I spent all these years conspiring to make your life more miserable than your fossilized parents could ever dream of. Oh wait, I wasn't doing that. I've been too busy living my own life. I remember you as a child creeping out all the other Pokemon kids, including my own, because even 10 years ago you were an angry, unsportsmanlike punk. Michael Snyder responding to Chris's Green County conspiracy video. Yeah, Gino even read that out at some point in one of the parts. It was so funny. I don't remember Mary Lee Walsh, but also goes into great detail about every interaction he had with her. Being unable to hold a regular job because you are actually employed by deities is the weirdest flex. Christian, I'm sorry for everything I did to you. Mary Lee Walsh, I literally don't know who you are. As a goddess myself, I am unable to worship Jesus. This made me laugh so much. Twitter user, when will you learn? Chris, never! That exchange sums up pretty much everything. Yeah, you don't even need to watch this documentary at this point. That is basically what, yeah, all 85 parts summarized. Chris claiming he works around the clock when his entire work history is 2 months at a Wendy's where he got fired for making a kid cry might be the most ironic statement made in this entire series. Jesus is an OC, what a poet. Like, what the? I don't even know, man. Last one for today. Oh no, is this her with her psychic abilities? Oh, what happened?
Yeah, NFL.
Shut up! Memory of Michael Maths, May 10th, 1994 to January 8th. 2023. Musician, artist, and dedicated member of the community. Missed by all who knew him.
What made her this way?
This is he the one who made this?
On July 9th, 2019, in response to Christine's recent pleas to acquire funds for her trip to the My Little Pony convention, BronyCon, the Sonichu official merchandise Twitter account suggested that she should start selling her bathwater, referencing the recent marketing campaign of social media and erotic model Belle Delphine.
Oh, I hate her ass, bro.
Reported to have been her used
I like her aesthetic, but I don't like her that much.
Because she was not perverted, and didn't find buying used underwear appealing either. In addition, she could not sell bathwater since she took showers instead. After for a while, according to leaked private messages,
what about Axe? Used Axe body spray,
the
right?
merchandise account, asking if they would be willing to sell jars of her bathwater on her behalf, since she could not use her restricted eBay account.
You are gross.
On the social site Reddit,
it's a JPEG shit.
Jacob Sockness revealed that the Sonichu merchandise account had falsely told Chris that he was interested in buying her bathwater, which Jacob at the time had no financial means of purchasing. She elaborated that it was instead necessary for Chris to send him some custom-made holy water infused with her own juices, which Sockness would use in his magic rituals. Upon
Why
believing
the
that
fuck?
Sockness was interested in financially helping her, Chris finally followed this Twitter account. On July 10th, Christine declared that if 10 people were to buy her complete Sonichu comic book sets at $170 each within the next day, she would definitely be able to afford the accommodations during her BronyCon stay in Baltimore, Maryland. She then went to her alternative Magichan Twitter account and posed as her supposed husband, Magichan, writing that Christine knew more about the dimensional merge than any troll who criticized her, and boasted about her growing
What the
powers of moving
shit?
objects with her mind. Also on that day, Chris updated her Patreon supporters with altered pages from her Sonichu issue 8 comic, mostly changing the birthdays of the Sonichus and Rosechus to match with the information that was dictated to her by the idea guys.
Okay, what the
On July
shite?
11th, Chris posted on Twitter 2 photos from 1993 that her mother Barbara had found.
Jesus.
One of Christian with
Fuck.
his father Bob accepting the letter which awarded him a $1,000 shopping
Wait.
spree at the KB Toys toy store after
Oh,
winning
wow.
a competition from the Sonic the
Oh, my
Hedgehog
God.
team, and another of Barbara, taken at around the same time.
Damn.
On July 14th, Jacob Sockness tweeted,
No wonder
with
Chris
Christian's
wanted
approval,
to hit
that
it.
he
I'm
decided
kidding,
to
stop!
create an eBay account on her behalf and would use his closet as a storage warehouse for all of her products and sell them on the auction site, splitting profits 20/80 in Chris's favor.
That was too much.
When
I'm
members
sorry,
of the
that joke
uniforms
was
suggested
really
that
bad.
Jacob would simply use unsold items for his own personal gain, he denied this claim on Twitter, calling Christine a true friend. Not
Oh,
long after,
fun.
Sockness started a campaign on the fundraising site GoFundMe, aiming to raise $300 to kickstart the
What
necessary
the
funding for the purchases
fuck?
of boxes needed to contain Chris's sold items.
What is this
On that
shit?
same day, Chris announced that she received a generous donation from a fan and was able to book a room for the weekend she would spend at the convention. The next day, the Sonichu official merchandise Twitter account foolishly claimed that they would have a merchandise booth at BronyCon where they would sell Sonichu merchandise and give 100% of the proceeds
What
to
was
the
that?
Organization for
Image?
Artisan Research.
Okay.
On July 16th, Jacob Sockness revealed that he was in the process of crafting a golem, or a living entity made of inanimate substance, that would be brought to life via a 9-day sex ritual from the most evil book
Why?
in possession, which required semen. 2
That's
days later,
really gross.
Christine updated her Twitter followers with a new colored page from Sonichu issue 15, a remake of Sonichu and Rosechu's first kiss, as seen in Sonichu issue 0, which, upon observation, seems to be heavily referencing the poses of the protagonists as depicted in Tricky's fan comic, Rosechu's Story. Also on July 18th, Christine elaborated
You know what, hold
on the
on, I
updated
might
canonical
need a-
history of Rosechu's genitalia. For everyone who was asking about
Why
Rosie
the
at privates
fuck?
as they were back in 2003, she had both sets of parts, but all of the female internal parts functional. The female update happened when she has transformed from Raichu to Rosechu, though she still had the dick. As for other details, I have typed up the following before today to elaborate a bit further. She then shared screenshots of private text messages. Hey, another let you know, help me remember. Rosie kept her penis until early 2008.
Oh,
During
girl.
07, she found her dick beginning to become unnecessary and functional, so she decided to schedule to have it removed by Dr. Silvestrichu. One of the special Sonichus
Nice little
was a very
aesthetic.
well-practiced, read,
Cute.
educated, certified, and qualified professional in as many medical fields possible. 2 days before her birthday in 2008, allow a day for initial recovery, so she would enter her day anew as a full-fledged woman. This is an important detail to know, because I've been updating Book 8, where in the early part of the book, they have sex on the night of November 3rd, 2007. Her dick had become more dormant beforehand, while still being existent inside her, practically not coming out to play
Monochrome
or becoming
images,
erect
what?
at all anymore.
No, I don't
And
use that.
thus, her ability to photograph herself the following day, in response to the trolls who were doing all that shit against me and my Sonichus and Rosechus and so forth. So, yeah, not even Jason Kendrick Howell was getting free cock when she passed at him when she did after he flung a pickle at the back of her head.
Shit, dude.
On July 22nd, the former enablers, Sarah and Steve, announced to Chris that they apologized for letting her down and hoped that the three could spend some time together in the future. They later on defended their previous actions, denying claims that they were quote-unquote fucking with Christine, and that they genuinely
Oh, what
only
the
wanted
fuck,
to help
man?
her and become friends. When asked, one of the pair answered that they lost their job, which put their proposed plans to move to Virginia and tell Chris on pause, which upset Christine, in addition to their failure to respond to her messages, in a similar vein to how Chris had ignored Sarah and Steve before. By July 23rd,
Okay, then.
she had been updating her Patreon supporters with daily updates of at least one new page from Sonichu issue 15, with many suggesting that her seeming improvements in art style and high output of content was due to her tracing the panels from
shit.
Tricky's Rosechu story comic. Chris denied the claims on Twitter. She admitted to using Tricky's art as reference for her own work, and wrote that it helped her muscle memory greatly by copying the fan comics panels, helping her improve her own drawing capabilities. She commended Tricky's art style, and that Chris's own dialogue-heavy comics were defensible since she had a ton of wisdom and thoughts to share.
Oh,
She
sure,
began addressed
yeah.
these claims on Dixie forums, declaring that she knew for a fact that Chris was simply referencing her comic. She provided a still image from a video chat they had, which demonstrated how Christine had the Rosechu story comic next to the new pages she was drawing, hence referencing the artwork and not directly tracing, which was allowed under the terms of their agreement.
Yeah, sure,
On July
yeah.
25th, Jacob Sockness revealed that Chris included the demon Jacoba, who he allegedly knew, in her Sonichu comic, depicting his death at the hoods of her pony characters, Mary Sue and Gary Stu. On that same day, Sockness wrote a vague tweet concerning a perilous quest, accompanied by 2 photographs of smoky apparitions caught
What?
in his apartment. Chris replied, hinting that the two communicated in length concerning Jacob's possessions at the hands of demons and extraterrestrial entities, and his knowledge of the Rokot alien civilization from the Andromeda Galaxy, taking
I think that's from all the weed you're smoking, I swear to God.
Sockness's claims as truth and valuable research. Soon after, Jacob
Let them.
claims to have shared a dream with Chris during a failed ritual wherein he was with her in Quickville's mural office, along with Magichan. At around the same time,
what the fuck?
Sockness revealed that he was planning a several-month visit to Chris's
Oh,
house
God,
sometime
fuck.
in early 2020, when they would perform the ritual which would complete a dimensional merger. Also on July 25th, the Sarah and Stephen Twitter accounts asked observers what they should do to help Christine if they had the power to do so, positing that she would disown them if they were to question her beliefs, and indirectly asked Chris
What
if
the
she
fuck?
really would. Around 2 hours later, they confirmed that possibly after seeing the recent tweet, Christine unfollowed Sarah and Stephen on Twitter, with the pair concluding that her mental health was too far gone to accept any
What
form of
the
depth
fuck,
in her thoughts.
man?
Though within a day, she refollowed their account.
Oh,
Later
okay.
again, Chris shared a newly released album for which she drew the cover art by the
Christine is
artist
so hostile for no
BBK,
fucking
who interviewed
reason.
her on a
Bro.
podcast along with artist Merriweather in 2017. In addition, one of her patrons, who ardently defended her and allegedly paid her $200 to order the production of a custom Sonic medallion, was blocked by her on Twitter,
Why did she
and
get-
so then called Chris a repulsive person after all that they and others had done to support her mentally and financially.
Fuck is wrong
On
with
July
her?
30th, Christine uploaded to YouTube an announcement of her upcoming attendance at BronyCon.
Hello, everybody. Christine
And she just
Sanders
doesn't
from
fucking
Live
care.
Home
That's
Entertainment.
crazy.
Yes, I am going to BronyCon this weekend from August 1st to the 4th. All 4 days. It's there Thursday morning, so forth. But let's be real, all right? I mean, I'm not going to be welcoming hatred or malcontent.
What is the next BrodyCon?
I get report to security.
Just so I
me
can see if
personally
Christian's there.
if you do
Okay.
anything bad. And I'm not going to do anything bad, so don't make any stupid false stories about
If I
me.
ever see Christian in
For Christ's
real
sake,
life,
yeah,
I'm gonna
even
shit my
that's plain
pants, like,
stupid,
really badly.
all right? Anyway.
Like, I'm gonna
Really bad.
get
I'm
IBS
more
on the
pleasant, I'm
spot.
more kind and more honest and sincere and everything. Approach me kindly and it's all good. Approach me badly and
What? You're not gonna
anyway. Go see all the good people at BronyCon. Be respectful. Be
You're
kind.
gonna go on a
be
hedgehog
positive to each
defense
other.
state? That what?
Have a good safe day.
On August 1st, Chris declared on Twitter that she was currently driving to BronyCon, located in Baltimore, Maryland, some 140
Dang!
miles from Murfreesboro, Virginia. She photographed herself wearing a handmade tiara made of wire in the shape of the Commodore computer logo to signify her supposed significance as the goddess-like console patron
Oh my
of
God.
the Commodore
Fuck
consoles.
me.
Soon after, she tweeted again to say that she had arrived at the convention center.
It looks
From the
weird.
very start of the day, she was greeted by many people who identified themselves as her fans and asked to take selfies with her. For
That's
that day,
insane.
she dressed up in costume, or cosplay, as Chris, also known as Crystal, the playable character from the game Pokemon Crystal.
Naturally.
Also during the first day of the convention, she met with webcomic artist and YouTuber Ben Saint, who in 2016 made a popular video in the form of an educational lecture on the storyline of
Oh, wow!
the series. On the morning of August 2nd, Chris posted a photo of her hotel room and commented on her positive experiences of the first
Dang.
day of BronyCon, which included meeting with many kind fans and internet celebrities. For day 2, she donned her pony ear hairband, strap-on unicorn horn, and pink wings, which she first utilized during the 2017 BronyCon.
Okay.
Early on, she was filmed wishing rapper and YouTuber Billy the Fridge a happy upcoming birthday.
Oh.
The video was later included in a special YouTube compilation video to celebrate the rapper's birthday.
What the fuck?
In the evening, Christine attended the From the Matrix to Silence of the Lambs panel, which featured
What?
all the pony-themed YouTube voice actors performing famous movie scenes as MLP characters, during which she placed
From
her voice
Silence of the
in the
Lambs.
seat beside her, as if to allow it to
Tell me
observe
why that
the
sounds
panel itself.
hilarious.
She also met with MLP artist Choco Pony, complimenting his comic, and gifted him a copy of the MLP-themed Sonic issue 12-9.
Oh my
Later
god.
that night, Chris went to the Grand Galloping Gala concert, performed by costumed singers and dancers, where she and all other attendees witnessed two convention-goers getting engaged.
God.
After the show, she took a photo with the cast for a set fee.
What the
On
fuck?
the third day, Chris attended the TF2 Analysis Anarchy panel, chaired by a number of liked bronies with history
Torture
concerning her, including Dr. Wolf, whose YouTube videos were the basis of a short Sonichu comic and Lego counseling video. Toward
That's fucking insane. Hold on, wait. Throw this shit away. Ow, fuck. Oh yeah, I've already made 2 of these. Hold on, wait. Fuck, I can't. I got Eevee and Vaporeon so far. Ugh, fuck me. I don't even need this shoebox. I definitely don't need it now. Fuck.
the
Because
panel,
I haven't
Matt
for a
Munchkin,
bit.
who had blocked Chris on Twitter, was proposed to by her boyfriend. A video of the event was filmed by fellow panelist, a panel
Wait, what?
shared by a number of liked bronies with history concerning her, including Dr. Wolf, whose YouTube videos were the basis of a short Sonichu comic and Lego counseling video. Toward the end of the panel, Matt Munchkin, who had blocked Chris on Twitter, was proposed to by her boyfriend. A video of the event was filmed by fellow panelist Lightning Bliss, who had also blocked Chris on Twitter. Afterwards,
Okay, but
Christie
that's
went
sweet,
to the Pony
though.
Origins panel, hosted by Bonnie Zackerley, the designer of the direct precursor to NLP, the Hasbro-produced My Pretty Pony doll, and Lauren Faust, the creator of the latest generation of the NLP animated series, Friendship is Magic. During a question and answer session, Chris got the chance to ask Faust a question.
About like who the characters, especially Megan, and the relationship between the humans and the ponies. Did you think about wanting to do that originally for G4 in the earlier phases, or did it just kind of like it was rejected initially, or not presented at all, and then later figured out for like the Equestria Girls?
You know, I early on in the development process, I had considered that Hasbro might ask me to bring in Megan. They never did, like not even once. But I did have a little snippet of an idea, but I didn't need it, so I didn't really flesh it out.
Well, at least I'll bond out with Equestria Girls. Thank you.
Sure.
Fun.
Chris afterwards gave to Faust a copy of Sonichu issue 12-9. She then met and photographed with Princess Celestia voice actress Nicole Oliver. Christine soon posted the photo of the two on Twitter, and many people in the tweet's replies alerted the actress of Chris's past deviancy.
Damn!
She quickly went to Twitter herself to deny support or involvement in any disrespect.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
Time that Christine was exposed to the fan-made trading card game Twilight Sparkle's secret shipfic folder, influenced by the internet-fueled concept of shipping or imagining hypothetical relationships between fictional characters, and pondered creating custom Sonichu-themed cards for it. On the night of Day 3, Chris attended Brony-Palooza, a concert featuring musicians from the MLB community. She took pictures of her Nightstar plush doll, seemingly enjoying the show. On August 4th, a couple of convention-goers joined Christine in her car and drove together to a burger restaurant for lunch, where she talked about the dimensional merge and the new supposedly magical crystal she acquired, and showed off the binder filled with hand-drawn Sonichu comic book pages. On the drive back to the convention center, Chris played the mobile game Pokemon Go on both of her phones simultaneously while stopped at traffic lights. Upon the conclusion of the convention, she reflected on Twitter that she may have been recognized and approached by around 200 individuals, and thanked them all for allowing her to see sincere kindness and appreciation from everyone. Later on, she retweeted a post commending fans of the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic TV show who would still continue to love it even after it concludes upon the completion of the current 9th season. Christine, though, added that the animated series would not end until season 14, as was apparently told to her by the actual characters of the show. She soon after shared photos of her purchases, which included autographs from many creators and actors present. Some Kiwi Farms members suggested that Chris spent over $1,000 during her stay at BronyCon.
Naturally.
On August 5th, Chris wrote a multiple tweet thread
Naturally.
regarding a difficult day. Okay, the following I will only say and type one time, so listen
I'm on
up,
pictures
everyone.
right now.
I had a rough outing today, and on the way home, after starting the van, I'm whammed in the face with a sulfuric odor. Ugh. Silvana and I confirmed that there is now something wrong with the air conditioner, so we will have it checked at the local auto repair soon. Also, while hardly any noticeable damage has occurred, I hit the bumper of a parked truck in a parking lot while I was thinking about the next stop in our set of errands. I promised my mother pizza, so rather than risk my life with the van, I go up
Hold on. Just realized my door open.
onto my Papa John's app and order a pizza. Guess what happens? 20 minutes later, no delivery, and the tracker confirmed that the order was cancelled, and we had the cash to pay for it, so I try a second. Time, 5 minutes later, cancelled! Then, on the third time, I used my debit card and put a note on there that it really was me personally making the order, and I gave them my new phone number that time. They called me, and the manager of the local Papa John's, where the order was placed, informed me that there was no way that they were going to come to this address to deliver it. Angry, I felt I needed to sort this out in person and face-to-face on the matter of principle. I start to head out, and what happens next? Albemarle County Police car drives in. This was in response to the minor damage hit. There was no visible damage at all on the other vehicle, and yet this happens, making for whipped cream and cherry topper to the set of torture I have had to endure. I told the guy what happened, and my mother, being more calm than I was able to be at the time, we sorted it out, gave him our insurance info, and he went on his way. But I vented loud and proud, and after the damn unrequited arrests and dogpilings I've had to also endure from Albemarle County Police, I kicked his car 5 times. I have always wanted to do damage back at them for years. And
Wow,
it
what the
happened,
fuck?
And it felt so karma level zen and good. But I digress. After the cop left, I made my way to Papa John's and told him about my day and being angry. He showed me something revolutionary. Page after page of calls and orders from people pretending to be my old phone number and my home address, and all of them voided. I risked my life in the van at this point going out now. But do you all know what this means? This address has been food blacklisted because of you board pranking trolls and haters. I can only imagine and theorize how far this goes. I'll even bet that no matter from who or where I order from, even if I paid personally and in full, no food will be delivered here ever again, even in times when I don't have an available vehicle at all, or even able to use Uber, which, by the way, they suck. Their app sucks. It does not work for me. You haters may laugh at yourselves now, but you all will be laughing out the other side of your face when fate, destiny, and karma smacks you hard and rough. Even possible,
Okay.
I'll have a tangible lightning bolt in my hand, and we'll see if you survive.
Like, not
being
listening at
paralyzed
this
or
point.
worse.
Don't care anymore.
But, again, I digress. Despite what has happened, I actually feel like things are coming full circle. I feel successful. I feel like I was well heard and listened to. Oh, bonus! People saw Sylvana roast you and Crizel roast you, fully visible and tangible, by my sides today. And the fact that we'll never ever receive any prank order pizzas here again. Yep, I feel successful. As for you, prankster and hating lot, I hope you feel proud of yourselves. I could be without a vehicle, and no food will be delivered here, thanks to you lot, you cruel, dirty scum. Deep breaths, calm mind, and meditate. That is all I will say. I feel like I got out a lot of stress today. Thank you. Lightning bolt, blue heart, lightning bolt emojis. Not long after, Chris updated her followers writing that she ended up receiving the pizza she had paid for with her debit card and returned home safely.
That's fun.
From August 8th, Christine began uploading new Sonichu issue 14 pages, which largely functioned as an embellished, lightly illustrated diary of her experience at BronyCon. She highlighted that she was accompanied by her alleged spouses, Magic-chan and Grizel, with whom she danced at the Grand Galloping Gala, as well as an unknown guy and gal. Also on August 8th, the former enablers, Sarah and Steven, made their presence known on Twitter again after a lengthy absence, entertaining the idea that the dimensional merge may necessitate certain rituals to be performed in order for it to commence. Jacob Sockness agreed, revealing that Magic-chan needed to transfer into Ever's body with the help of Sockness's alleged magical powers. The next day, Chris tweeted a dream-inspired musing. I'm just putting this on here. Just heard in a dream. What do you call a Happy Meal served on Monday? Cold bananas.
Oh!
On August 11th, Jacob closed his previous fundraising campaign and launched a new one with a $3,000 goal to support his trip to Christine's house, where they would complete the merge,
Oh, what the
canceling the previous
shit?
scheme for the moment.
Why, though?
Jacob wrote in the description, I'm planning to visit Christine and need to fund the trip and actually have some fun over there. I have big plans for my BFF, Christine, and the dimensional merger. There will be some fur flying for sure, but let's hope not. I have dreams of meeting my true idol of worship and finally be able to assist her at the peak of my occult power. Sockness also hinted that Sarah and Steve could also join him on this trip, a proposition to which they were open. Also on that day, Christine wrote in length on Twitter that during BronyCon, she supposedly met with one Grizzly the Medic, a member of the Brony community who was recently revealed to have been a sexual predator preying on minors. She elaborated that he was cosplaying as a BronyCon security guard and identified himself to Chris as a big fan of hers. They took a photo together, even though she did have a bad feeling about Grizzly the Medic's demeanor. Further on, since Grizzly was 20 years old when he
Just saving
conversed
stuff
with
on
a 14-year-old,
Pinterest for no
the
reason.
rightfulness of outlawing sexual relations between an 18-year-old individual and someone under the legal age of adulthood. Now, I'm not by any means standing up for or defending Grizzly, but think about it. You're in high school, senior year, you just turned 18 years old, but before. Then, it was okay for you to date that hot 15-year-old cheerleader or jock, as you had been doing for a few months beforehand. Now she/he is super off limits. You turn 18, regardless of gender or gender identity. Everyone begins to see you as an adult. There are actual case points where mentally you are still a teenager, not yet fully into adulthood until 21, where that mindset is where everyone puts you at when you turned 18. I empathize the transition from going from dating most anybody within your classroom range, not counting the
I got a fucking
you may as well be having a difficult time finding your new sweetheart/soulmate. I never got to date or experiment like that with anyone during my high school years. Hell, I still wish they'd offer a dating education class alongside sex ed, but that never crossed my mind. I was naive. But, in this later age, I can empathize and compare with those I had witnessed from others around me back then in person, as well as what was heard of in televised media. It makes one feel like in these states there should be a grace period from after the day of turning 18, like wait until high school graduation before you would have to ditch that cheerleader or jock's phone number for good, or something. Pondering it further, this depression that gets instilled upon us at the numbered age date, and those of us who missed out on being amongst the popular ones who honestly were able to brag about. I made out with Jeremy on the bleachers during the big game against Milwaukee. Or Jessica and I enjoy the Pepsi.
I don't even know what's happening, so it's just like, it's hard to listen if I don't even fucking know what's happening. I don't even know what he's talking about, or she's talking about. I don't care.
And efforts of fitting in and finding their place in the social hierarchy that was limited within the high school walls and zones, which all are super bogus to everyone. Feeling like you needed to have sex before turning 18, or some local talk crap like that, just to feel popular like the hip crowd there, or some Sigh. It's with a few people who feel so deeply missing out of these things from their respective pasts that they feel needlessly urged to make up for lost time by rocking the teenage cradle or something. Frustrating? Yes. Just frustrating to everyone. Again, I'm not standing up, defending, or even remotely condoning what these pedophiles have done. I'm just offering empathized perspectives that puts forth a few points on how they can come to be flawed in this way, also realizing and taking into account the possibility of local family history that might have scarred them for life, that hit them later on, and similar. These situations can be prevented to help these individuals find solace and ease into taking on their new age-restricted norm they are forced to endure upon turning 18. Because when you think about it, we all wish we got a chance to do what we wanted to before hitting the big 1-8. The age of consent system on that is not perfect, and now we have the responsibility
it is far from that, I can tell you that.
Of the communities and the kids. Also on August 11th, Christine posted 2 photos of herself and the new kitten that had entered her life, naming her Posse.
No!
She soon elaborated that the kitten wandered into
Why do you need to get a new cat?
home from the leader of cats in their backyard, Walker's mother
No!
dogs. Some concerned individuals
Absolutely
who noticed
not.
the living situation and past deaths of her cats
Absolutely.
allegedly reported this latest development to the Madison Green Humane Society.
Why?
A no-kill shelter for abandoned mother was watching the dogs. Some concerned individuals who knew of Chris's living situation and past deaths of her cats allegedly reported this latest development to the Madison Green Humane Society, a no-kill shelter for abandoned and homeless cats. On August 14th, through her alternate Magichan Sonichu Twitter account, Christine announced, playing the part of Magichan, that he had successfully made his way fully into the real-world dimension of 1218, promising to release a video update soon. Magichan soon clarified for a curious follower that the video address would be recorded after certain confidential circumstances were taken care of. The next day, when a Twitter user asked Christine what she did all day, Magichan replied on her behalf, stating that Chris took care of the household, went out as needed, and did a bunch of heavy lifting, in addition to her brain working between dimensions and worlds. She also wrote that Chris kept herself clean and proper, making sure to deal with her excessive perspiration when in the road
God, I almost threw up.
situations. The artist Ben Saint then posted a tweet with a photoshopped image of Christine wearing a t-shirt designed by Saint in support of the 2020 U.S. presidential election candidate Andrew Yang, with Magichan denying the endorsement. Saint afterwards asked Magichan to consider voting for Andrew Yang, as his policy would increase Christine's monthly payments from the government and enable her to leave Magichan. Magichan wrote back that he was not amused by Saint's so-called meme, and was confident that Chris would never leave her as the Simpsons cartoon series character. Lisa Simpson would become president of the United
Is she getting
States.
possessed now?
First then went to the online chatting application Discord to change her username from Christian Sonichu 1982 to Magic Christian Sonichu.
I'm gonna shit my asshole,
Over on
dude.
Reddit, Jacob Sockness wrote that Chris halted while her body was allegedly under the control of Magichan and sounded fatigued. On August 16th,
Sockness the
Magichan
retard.
wrote a tweet thread reflecting
Yeah.
that upon reflecting on Christine's past tweets, he concluded that numerous brony analysts who blocked her in early 2019 did so on the basis of misunderstanding her past posts
Ow.
on Twitter as being malicious.
Oh, this
He
coffee's
claimed that
really
he personally
good.
spoke with TF2 Analysis YouTube series member Dr.
like the
Wolf, who
cinnamon
agreed to allow
flavor.
Chris to become a member of the show for a short while. She drew a picture celebrating her achievements, which Magichan believed was seen by the analysts in the wrong light, and so promised to ask Chris to make a new apology to them upon her return from Quickville. He also urged the brony analysts to go to the Quickie and read through her archived past tweets starting from August 2018, linking to the Quickie article noting the events in Chris's life in the year 2017.
What?
After Christine
Girl.
supposedly returned from Quickville, she went to her own Twitter account to address the fact that the MLP creator saw it blocked her at the start of the year.
Totally forgot I had black makeup here. I'm gonna fucking rub my eyes
and
until
she
I
ever
get
thought
the
this way. She
Yeah,
apologized
whatever, I'll
to the
just wipe it
creators
off
for all
anyway.
she had said and done to have made her seem malicious, and promised to not talk about
I only
the
did
matter
it for
ever
a
again.
joke.
Chris prayed that at a possible future convention, they could all meet on mutual good vibes. Also on that day, MLP voice actress Andrea Libman shared a section of the illustrated children's book Love You Always by Robert Munch and Sheila McGraw,
Oh, that's
writing that she
cute.
considered the part of the story where the elderly mother still loves and holds her adult son like her baby to have been creepy. Magichan agreed with her sentiments. Further on, still posing as Magichan, Chris
Oh,
wrote
is
that
it
he helped her
creepy?
color in new Sonichu pages, and revealed that Christine was working on the Sonichu expansion pack of cards for the Twilight Sparkle's Secret Shipwreck folder card game, for which Magichan allegedly contributed artwork of himself. On August 17th, Jacob Sockness tweeted that he wished that Christine would manifest herself in front of him during his rituals and see how their relationship will develop in person, revealing that since her energy has hugged, touched, and tickled him, Sockness wanted to be able to tickle her back. He attached a doctored image of mid-2000s Chris laying on his bed as Jacob hugged
What
him
the
from behind.
fuck?
He also showed pictures taken in his
Should I
studio
sell some of my
apartment, showing
artwork on
himself performing
eBay
the
or
ritual
Etsy or
and what
something
seems
like
to be
that?
apparitions of alien
'Cause I
beings
really wanna
observing
do
from a
that.
distance.
I don't know.
Later on, Sockness went to Reddit.
But I
tweeting
need to
a post
know
of his
how to,
personal
like,
forum
actually, like,
or subreddit
send
dedicated to worshiping Christian
How to,
music,
like, do
cult of
prints
He wrote
on
that he
campuses
had
and
performed a
just,
ritual
like,
with the
actually,
attempt
like,
of
send
summoning
it to them.
Chris's
I
soul
need to know
into
how to
his
do that.
self-made golem and protecting her with his powers, which included dripping his own blood onto a photo of Chris that was placed on top of the golem.
Oh,
He reported to
why?
have felt her energy peak in his apartment and gave the golem a kiss. Over on Twitter,
God,
Jacob
seeing him is
elaborated
so
that the
creepy.
summoning
I
ritual
don't
did not
like it.
successfully cause Christine to materialize in front of him, but the doll did have an alive feeling to it. He vowed to sleep with it to see if anything further would happen.
I'm gonna throw
On
up.
August 18th, the alleged Magichan, claiming to be in control of Chris's body, uploaded his first YouTube video on Chris's YouTube channel, recorded 3 days prior.
Good day, everyone. It is I, Magichan Sonichu. I have taken possession of Christine's body, as we have swapped bodies. Her soul is in my body, as you can see right behind me, on the opposite side of the dimension curtain. I'm recording
Really?
this today, as definitely backed up by Christine's second phone.
What the fuck?
It's August the 15th.
I don't know, Magichan was awkward too.
On that note, should be the day I have uploaded this video, originally, long before I made it public. You could definitely tell that it is I versus as opposed to Christine.
Sure.
Counting in the vocal tones, but also my behavioral patterns.
Sure.
the dimension merge continues to progress. An event will happen very soon.
Why would you want to
when my
merge
body
dimensions?
fully comes
So, like,
into
what
this
is the point?
1218 dimension. And I will be swapped back with Christine, and everything will definitely further progress from there. It is quite different being in a human body, as opposed to my science body. Especially in the brain. My brain works a lot better. This brain, it needs work. But I am working on it. I am improving.
Magichan procures a fidget cube and holds it in her palm. It wobbles as her hand moves slightly, but ultimately fails to fall out of her hand.
Well, that side anyway. Still working on it. She's got power. I'm helping her find it. And she's modeling my power too. She'll be making the journey very
I'm
soon
going to
to
poop my pants.
progress.
And just
Everything
lick
there
it
is.
at this point.
We will all be able to see and coexist with each other very
It's
soon.
really gross.
At least at this point, our wisdom, intuition, other thoughts are able to be shared in this realm. So take that as you will. Be good.
Please tell me it's
Be
home
safe.
somewhere. Can I hear the music in the background?
Be kind and take care
Yes,
of each
it's almost done. Jesus Christ.
As the prophesized dimensional merge continues to elude her in her time of need, and used by those with ulterior motives, boosting her beliefs so as not to break the bond.
That pause
After
was
years of being
interesting.
tricked into believing alternate realities, it seemed that there was no one who could break the cycle
Pigeon!
and bring her back to reality.
Sorry.
The stage was set for the
That's
players to
crazy.
enter
That
and
fucking
perform
mask
the
is
roles
insane. I
that
love
only
it.
Chris wanted to see.
Fuck me. Oh, finally. Oh, finally, I'm fucking done with this one. Jesus Christ. Does anyone else listen to these while at work or multitasking and are briefly distracted and an insane phrase sticks out and you think, wait, what? And that's true, yeah! Magichan said this. Sylvana did that. Jacob Sockness did a magic sex ritual. Well, I can feel myself going insane as this documentary progresses. Chris thinking the ideal high school romance being a couple that shared a Pepsi and a couple of chili dogs before hitting the showers is amazing. That's what he tried to do. That's what she tried to do. MOP will end after 14 seasons because the characters told me so is Chris's equivalent of my uncle works at Nintendo. Chris arguing for 18-year-olds to be able to date hot 15-year-olds while being in his 30s is crazy. That's really gross. That's some sneako shit, bro. Mentally, he's still 15 himself, though. That's being generous. You added an extra one there. True. It's wild how Magichan has all the same mannerisms, speech patterns, and stutters as Chris. They really are a true match. I'm not selling bathwater. I take showers. It's the funniest thing in the series for in a while. For me, it's a toss-up between that line and I'm not racist. I watched the Cleveland show. Imagine being the prostitute who took Christine's virginity and watching this randomly. Has to be a weird kind of honor. That would suck. Chris in episode 10, the infinitely high boyfriend factor keeps me from getting a girlfriend. Chris in episode 72, the age of consent kept me from getting a girlfriend. You can tell I'm not Christine through my behavioral tones and patterns. Proceeds to talk with Christine's exact mannerisms, vocals, and hand gestures, I know. The almost offhanded mention of Jacob's sex golem is the unexpected hilarity that Chris is unfortunately lacking around this time. I hate that these kittens wander into the Chandler household because it's like, as soon as they do, I can see Chris shutting all the doors so they cannot get back outside to see their mother, and are now trapped and become his pets. Neither Chris nor Barb should ever have had pets. I agree. Following the documentary is like watching a weekly anime when you've already read the manga it's based on. We are all a part of Chris's journey, not because we're trolls, but because we're witnesses. At this point, you should just call us trolls. At this fucking point. It's genuinely fascinating how even as far gone into insanity as Chris was, that time at BronyCon was outright normal. No mention of inappropriate touching, very reasonable question posed to Miss Faust, and meeting tons of people greeted with open arms. Then as soon as Chris gets back home, the insanity kicks back in like clockwork. Chris is the only person who can equate hitting someone else's car and not having a pizza delivered to them as torture and foul. Chris just staring at the camera in silence for an uncomfortably long time had me rolling, I swear to God. You can tell there's just nothing going on in that brain up there for those 15 seconds. Just a blank hollow void. Did they not know they can just do another take? Dude, the documentary's opening is getting more and more distorted and glitched the closer we get to today. It's like being set back in time knowing that's gonna happen. Being forced to watch the tragedy unfold and being unable to stop it. And I meant that in the best way, Gino. Edit. Apparently we have people who don't know about what the day is. Bless you and your innocence. You'll find out eventually. I believe July 29, 2021 is when it was revealed publicly, so brace yourselves. I'm scared. The fact that this thing will no longer end at the prison arc is terrifying. I'm so scared. You know what? I'm gonna actually watch the next 3 after this video. I just feel like doing that. So anyways, that's all for today, my gemsters. If you like this video, you better shout out that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you like me in general. That's all, folks. I'm out.